to be. We here. We here. Prime debate. Okay.
This is the Prime Debate, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Halloween to everybody out there in the building.
Happy Halloween.
It's about to get scary, y'all. Hoo-hoo-hoo. What's up? Sit back, relax, watch the Prime Debate with BiggDogg Chico and Coach Hayes. Ooh-wee. Somebody play my theme music.
Okay. Old now. Put the 09 in the chats right now. Run this thing up. Shouts out to South Florida. FLA. Shouts out to the 27 STL. Texas, where you at? California.
Uh-oh. They coming to get you, baby. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it real quick. That's all I know.
Okay.
That's all I'm talking about, baby. What's up with you, man, Chico? We started just a hair late because Chico was out there doing the prime parents, man. So real quick, talk to us, man. Who'd you have on for the prime parents? And just a little quick synopsis, man.
Yeah, real quick. I appreciate it, dog. We just had Jordan Dominic, the defensive end for Colorado, the sack leader right now, out of Polk County, Lakeland, Florida. His parents came on and spoke to me about his upbringing and such. That's what I like to do. I like to have the parents on to speak about each player so that we can understand a little bit more about the player, maybe how they came up and so on, get some background on them to realize that they're human and just kids basically also, you know. So we had Jordan Dominic's parents come on and had a great interview. Y'all check that out on my page, Prime Parents, one time.
Real quick, man. He went out there and got a sack, and that boy was grilling like he from the crib. Now he from Florida, ain't he? He from Florida, ain't
he? He from Florida. Yeah. He got two.
He was out there.
His pops from his dad's from Fort Myers 239, and the mom said she was at home watching the game, eating her BLT, and then all of a sudden Jordan gets a sack, and she's about to start cheering for him, and then he does this, and she sees nothing but gold teeth. She said she dropped her sandwich. Said, "What in the heck is that?"
That boy, they got that NIL money and put it literally in his mouth.
Got the gold fronts there. She said she had to ask her husband, "Are those permanent?" Like, nah, baby, those not permanent. They might be those grills that you pull out. But shouts out to her, man, and the whole family doing their thing and everybody else. LNV, your producer up in here, what's happening? What went on with you guys this past week, man? How you guys been?
Good, man. Like I say, man, just going through it, man, having good time. College football, believe it or not, man. I was like, bro, it's only 4 games left. Like a month of regulation left, dog. Like, I'm like, slow down, dog. Just slow down. Slow down. Because you know how it is. It's that long stretch for you get into the real bowls, another month or so for you get into the bowl.
Yep.
And then after that, them 2 weeks or whatever.
Yep.
That's it, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
It's like 3 weeks. Because I think the first bowl game is the one that I played in out here in Hawaii Bowl. I think that's the first one on Christmas Eve. Either that one or it might be one in Alabama. I think the Mobile or Montgomery Bowl, something like that.
Yeah.
And then, but I know that the Hawaii Bowl is one of the first ones that kind of kicks off the bowl season after that. But everybody wants to be playing after Christmas, right? Around New Year's, right? That's when everybody.
The New Year's 6 bowls. The Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl,
New Year's 6.
All that good stuff, man. But yeah, man. So let's do a quick roll call here. Let people pile on in, man. As you come on in, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are dual casting this, man. So it's live on Chico's side, it's live on our side, but we can't see all of the comments. So go ahead and make sure you spam it up, as they say, run them likes up, like Chico said.
Likes up.
Run them likes up. I'm loving it, man. So yeah, run the likes up on the channel. hit those subscribe buttons, man. People on the road, man. So I think you already just short. What you was on the road to 20,000. I think you almost there. We just cranked 37,000. So we ready to rock and roll, man. This thing is growing and growing fast. So let's make it happen, man. I'll do a quick roll call to a couple of people here. James Haley in the building. What's up with you, man? We're gonna talk about it. Simplify Kane. Thank you, man, for coming through. Vietnam era vet speaks out. Got a lot to say. MJ in the building. Lucius Tate, LMV, Robert Mias, the producer LNV off in there. Pastor PC, what's up? I'm glad you came by, Pastor. Huh? I'm gonna need it. Great conversation last night, man. We was on a live. We was on Rob and them live last night, man. Great conversation with Pastor PC, man. Miss G15. I'm trying to see here. Tawana Simpson. I believe in the process. Love it. We got Shad, Tattoo Terry, and anything else. Listen, also, if you see names in green in the chat on either side, that means they have become a member to one of these channels. So go ahead. If you'd like to become a member, just hit the join button. If you are Apple user, I've come to find this out. You can't use that join button. Something with Apple and Google, they got beef. So you got to go through your Safari browser to join. And that's all you pretty much have to do. And you can do that on both sides of the deal, man. So let's go ahead and talk about this, man. We got a lot to talk about, a little bit of time to do it. It is Halloween. I figure the kids have gotten all the candy, the parents back in, trying to make sure all the candy is safe. You know, however that goes. So you can, put it on the TV, sort through the candy, make sure it's nice and good and all that stuff while you listen to us debate about these Colorado Buffaloes. Big shout out right here. Don't know. Big Rick cleaning for the 49. I'm just here for the excuses. Hashtag Team Hayes. God, oh my God, I appreciate it.
I guess the excuse is gonna be coming from me.
We're gonna find out in a second. Here, we're gonna find out in a second. LMV, she has put a description of how you can join the membership. You can do the same thing. Like it's on the flip side there for BiggDogg Chico's side as well. All right.
Oh, I love this thumbnail. The prime debate. The offensive line is a horror story. That's Coach Hayes right there. Hey, that's another cold-blooded thumbnail. I see you, Coach.
I'm trying, dog. I'm trying to get it
right now.
Oh, you just seeing it for the first time?
Just seeing it right now. That's what's
up.
Oh
man, I'm trying to get my graphic design on. Well, I think next week I graduate from YouTube University with my 39th degree. So I'm ready to rock and roll, man. We're gonna make this thing happen, man. But let's get into it, man. I'll let you kick this deal off, man. We're gonna go UCLA, and I'll let you start it off, and we see if we can play in the sandbox nice tonight.
I mean,
I doubt it.
We could talk about some UCLA and Colorado, what happened and how it happened. I'm sure you did your good, the bad, the ugly. You know what I mean? So you got some insight on what happened also. But overall, of course, let's break it down like that: good, bad, and ugly. Good.
Shadur survived.
Shadur survived. I like the way they played overall, though. Trying to stay in the game, fighting. I'm talking about as far as that, showing that they're still here and still trying to win the ball game, not losing that fight in them. The execution was not there in certain parts of the game. I think we looked okay, but the offensive line, of course, we know they played horribly, and I think it was a mixture of trying to fit in some other guys, give them a chance to play, and also with that's going to cause some type of disruption in the communication, I think, on the offensive line. And I think we saw that on multiple plays where the offensive line was just on different pages, not understanding what to do. I saw a couple times the left tackle, left guard, and center was touching each other as a free rusher was coming right off the end. Like, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? You can't be blocking air, touching each other. You got to be blocking the man, understanding your assignment. And that caused, pretty much that set the tone for the game. Getting Shadur Sanders hit 20-plus times or hurried 20-plus times, hit about 17 times, sacked at least 6 times. Come on, man. 7 times.
So I got on here. So I got on here based on the graphic that was on the screen from the game. They had 24 pressures, 17 hits, 14 knockdowns, and 7 sacks.
Crazy.
Now, 36 passes. I said this in the post-game show. 36 passes he threw, I think, in that game. Now, again, hits and knockdowns, I guess the difference is he was hit but did not fall down. And then knockdowns, I guess, would be like in the because I don't know the difference between a hit and a knockdown. Like, so I'm guessing a hit would be where he threw it and they kind of hit him or he was touched.
Yeah, contact.
And contact. And a knockdown would have been where, getting tackled in that process. So if you add those together, that's a total of 31. 31 times he was touched as in the process of maybe throwing the football, 7 sacks, and he threw the ball 36 times. Now, I don't know, some of these may overlap, but regardless of the case, my goodness, bro. And I'm going to go back to this. We're talking about, because I know we brought this up before, and I know you talked about they got to watch more film. But dog, film ain't help on this one, cuz I don't care how much film you watch. You could have gave him the playbook. This right here was like, and I'm just being honest, bro. Like when I look at the O-line play, I believe they are giving the best they got. They need a bacon out there. Give me the best that you got. They are.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're just good. They're just not good. When I look at them play, and I'm not. This is not a jump on the head session. But when I look at them, first of all, your guy Tank didn't start for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, right? This was the first time he did not start.
Right.
And they put another gentleman in, and and so where I guess I have questions is, okay, I have no problem with that. But we put in guys in who are second string who have not played at all or very minimal, and you put them up probably against the best defensive line that you're going to see. That's like literally throwing somebody in the deep end of the pool that can't swim, hoping they're going to survive it. When I can see, okay, this dude can swim a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what practice for. I'm sure at practice they saw this kid can swim a little bit, or at least we know the other one can't swim. We got to see what he can do, and the only way we can see what he can do is put him in that fire, dog. Put him in that fire, as we used to say back in the day. But like, what else are you gonna do? Just go out there with the same ones that you've been getting beat up with, or you're gonna try to give somebody else a chance, which everybody has been calling for this whole time. Like, dog, y'all gotta at least let somebody else play. And they did that. I don't know when that decision was made or what, but it was obvious that the communication wasn't there, and they were on different pages, whether it was just that one player that they subbed in or the whole line, everybody as a whole. Like I got the highlights on right now, as I like to do while we're talking, and I'm just glance over right here. And man, you letting the guy come scotch-free from the blitzing middle linebacker position. And you're a left guard, center, and right guard. Like this, that shouldn't happen.
And Chico, here's my deal. That rule, those rules been in place since high school.
Yeah.
You never they have a rule on inside gap. Like everybody has heard this from the time you play O-line, and most of these gentlemen probably have been playing O-line. They probably have played O-line, maybe D-line, right, since they've been playing football.
Right.
And like whoever that guard was, he literally slid past the dude in front of him.
I think I'm looking at that play right now, unless he did it twice and more than once, because I don't know who it is right now because the number is not showing. But we have a 4-man front showing, right? Everybody's standing up pretty much, and then a rusher from the far outside. But the left guard is not affected by this rusher from the outside, because to his left, there's an outside rusher over the tackle and the tight end, and there's a guy to his immediate left. There's nobody to his right over the center. There's a guy over the right guard, but there is no reason at all the left guard should be looking to his right towards the center when there's nobody here, but the rushers are there. And this left guard steps inside and, oh my gosh, completely turns his back to the guy. Oh my gosh, what is going on? I wish we could show this.
And that's why I said it's a horror story.
Oh no, it's definitely
it tied in with the Halloween theme. It tied in with the Halloween day. But however, and here's the problem. I see Van Wells point all the time.
Yeah.
If you go just Google just Google Van Wells and go to images, bro, 90% of his pictures, he's like this. Unless he's doing that for show, and he just pointing because he know they're taking pictures, which I highly doubt. Bro, what are they talking about? Is he
Uh,
saying it in French? Is he saying it in Portuguese? Is he saying it in a language they don't understand? And then anyway, I mean, we could belabor that point and we could beat that horse literally until we grind it to ash.
What can they do moving forward? What are we going to do to improve? Because this is like, oh my gosh, if we had a rip call on this, right? I've never seen this before. Like, I wish I could show y'all this. If y'all looking at the highlights or whatever, I've never seen.
We'll check out the good, bad, and ugly. I pointed out.
You pointed out when the left tackle and the left guard both looked inside, and the rusher was coming outside right here, and they like even on the rip call, there's nobody to your inside. You could step inside, but man, you ain't gonna just keep going inside when the people is coming outside. That's just a lack of awareness.
So here's my.
No, I was just gonna say it's a lack of awareness. I don't care who you are, whether you criticizing the team, hating on the team, love the team. You should be real with the team and about the film. And anybody has watched me from my start and breaking down the films and such, which I haven't done so much of because of other reasons. But I look at the film in the sky, in the eye in the sky don't lie, dog. If you looking the other way and there's a guy right here, then I'm gonna say it. So ain't no excuses being made, whatever somebody's saying in the chat. But it's just, this is unacceptable in so many ways. Getting this man hit like this. I hate to see my quarterback hit like this. I feel like Tyler Brown, when he said that he can't sit there and watch the man get hit like this, knowing that I could do something about it. And it's just a shame how much of a beating that he did take in that game. I just hope that we can get something done about it. And yes, film study.
What's up with you, man?
Film study will help, Coach.
Well, apparently all the TVs must be broken in Boulder, because my goodness, guy. Like, I'm just calling it. And can I be honest? Film study won't help that because the dude is literally lined up in front of you with a baby blue jersey on. It ain't like he blended in like Boise State. He blended into the field. The dude got a powder blue jersey on.
Right.
He probably talking about you, like the program. I know you, sucker. You the one killed my sister, got my sister pregnant.
Yeah.
That wasn't me, big dog. That was him over there. Hey, I'm gonna go. Like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, huh?
No, he said that was you, motherfucker. That was you.
That was you. You know me. I would never talk about your mom.
Yeah.
But that's if y'all have never seen the program, that's the best football movie of all time. And I'm bringing that up. I was speaking about, they were talking about Omar Epps looking like Mike Tomlin. And they had went through like a story. I don't know, some dude on Twitter or whatever went through the story. Like, man, first he started off like this. Then, he was the greatest football player, then the greatest basketball player. Then he ended up being a cop. And now he coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what I mean? That was funny when they were going through the movies. But anyhow, I wrote notes, and I don't even write, like, there are a lot of things I want to say, but I do want to talk about UCLA a little bit. UCLA fumbles the ball or gives up the ball 4 times, 2 big hits. 2 big hits, right? Travis Hunter, the interception, the way and this was film study. Now he has benefited from film study.
You daggone right. And you need to go back on your words too from last time. We had a lot.
That's a nigga.
You said Travis, you said he didn't do at the time anything except
you said outstanding.
Outstanding at the DB position, right? And I pointed out some things. Is that not outstanding that he just did also? And you said that he should be going to the league as a wide receiver rather than a DB. Does that not show you that he should be a DB also?
Yes, I still see
DBs make those plays. So why wouldn't he be?
Well, no, can I say this? A lot of DBs make the second interception he made. Not the one he doubled. Not the second. That's a technique. But the one where he that is a true
film study, instinct, and being a football player. That's for real.
And football IQ. He probably recognized and I can't say that, but when he looked at the film, he looked at the combo and said, when these two together, they like to run the go out concept. Boom, no problem. And he because technically it was cover 2, And he read it, and I mean, dog, phenomenal. And this is why I say receiver, the way he caught that ball, bro. Bro, the dude is phenomenal at wide receiver now. I mean, at catching the ball. I'm just being honest.
That's
I
what
think
makes him an elite DB. Most DBs are terrible ball skill, have terrible ball skills. Most DBs have been said they are wide receivers who can't catch, right? I know you've heard that term before. So you put this guy here who has exceptional wide receiver ball skills, pause for you guys in the comments, but he has exceptional ball skills. That's what you would want him to be on the defensive side of the ball to cause those turnovers. In my book,
yes and no.
Those turnovers,
yes and no.
I think those turnovers are way more valuable than, or should I say this? You can find wide receivers that can possibly do what he can do faster than you can find DBs that can make the plays that he make. That's what I would say.
Yeah, but
say
this, right? He has more chances at receiver with the ball being thrown at him with those ball skills than at defensive back with those balls being thrown at him. So think about it, he has more chances of making big time catches. You know what I'm saying? If you play wide receiver,
if you play wide receiver, you could be like Devontae, who that is, Devontae Adams out there, all frustrated with the Raiders right now. You're at the mercy of a quarterback and the offensive coordinator.
I agree. I tell people all the time, I personally, if I had the skills, I would never be a wide receiver. I personally, but that's another, like I said, we could talk about it.
I found that out the hard way.
No, yeah, I could, because you a lot of things got to go right for you. Think about this.
Get the ball.
Think about this. 70 plays.
Wide open.
Check this out, Chico. 70 plays a game.
Yeah.
A phenomenal night is 10 catches. A phenomenal night.
Right.
Is 10 catches.
Right.
Bro, that's what, 12% of the plays you're involved in? You block
the whole game. Running.
And we talking phenomenal.
Phenomenal would be having a double-digit catch game. You know what I mean? You'll be happy when you look at the stat sheet. If you have a 5-catch game, really at wide receiver, especially in college, you'll be happy having a 5-catch game. Just hope that you got some big yards. But
correct. And so now you say between 6 to 9 is a good night. Well, a great night. So that's 10%. I mean, it gets lower and lower. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyhow, and then, and again, everything has to go right.
And at a position like defensive end, so to speak. I was thinking about this the other day. At defensive end, you're
always in the play.
Yeah, as opposed to being a wide receiver. You can go out there and get 3 sacks. Not 3 sacks. Let's just say 1 sack. Now you said the wide receiver having a great game. He having 5, 10, 6 catches or whatever. What about a DB who's been playing this same amount of snaps and now he just get 1 sack, 1.5 sack, or a defensive end get 1.5 sack? Now he's looked at as being a pass rusher. He's a sack master just by getting those. So I think it's higher of a chance for you to be successful at these positions, like, that you're kind of involved in the game a lot more, like and you don't need the ball, like defensive end, linebacker, defensive tackle, so to speak. You'll get those praises just by making a play on a very small percentage of the plays that you're actually playing.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that. I say this as well. I think, and I know y'all gonna be like, ooh, but we have to ask some questions about the man piece. The phenomenal plays he made it off of zone deals, right? Which is great. I'm not trying to say one thing or the other. I think Travis can definitely play corner. I'm not saying he can't play corner. If he goes and get drafted as a corner, I'm cool with that. If he get drafted as a wide receiver, I'm cool with that. I just personally think that wide receiver, that he's more dynamic with the ball and without the ball in his hand, because he can draw coverages, or he can turn coverages towards him with the ball, without the ball, even having the ball in his hand, if that makes sense. He can draw he's valuable both ways, right? And that's the case. But anyhow, phenomenal play on that. And like you said, the one he insulated, right? Great job. But we see a lot of that all the time because they teach that now. That's a new concept about insulating routes and cover.
A lot of people can't even pull it off either.
You're 100% correct. But and not taking anything from that interception. Excellent interception. But that one he did on it was kind of almost like a 2-read deal, right? Where if you get an out by number 2, you come down and safety get over the top of number 1, kind of like from a quarters concept. But I think he baited it perfectly with a 2-hand jam. Boom. Quarterback sees that. Oh, I got the right over the top for the. I mean, I can throw the quick out because he's trying to jam him like he got man. It comes off and makes a phenomenal catch, dog.
Beautiful.
Phenomenal catch.
Right.
But anyway, let's push on. So UCLA, they come out with the turnovers. I mean, they turned over both of them. I want to say in the red zone. But however, defense stood up. Shiloh popped one of them out. I believe Ward popped the other one out, and Suman Craig picked it up. But they end up going in the half 7-6 in that deal coming out. And then 2 plays later, after the half, they score. You see UCLA score right down the middle of the gut with a tight end. In that time, I believe Shiloh got ejected. And I want to talk about this. There's been a lot of talk about that. What's your thoughts on the ejection for the hit, for the targeting call?
Yeah, I definitely think that that was kind of like a judgment call. It's one of those things where if it would have been another referee, I think it could have been just based off the referee, it could have been gone either way, targeting or just just letting it go by. But I think he makes a conscious effort to hit and lead with his shoulder. I think they tried to make it a big deal that his helmet hit the bottom of the other kid's face mask. I think that happens pretty much on each and every tackle like that. Your helmet's gonna touch the other helmet. But you got to look at the intent and the way that the guy was trying to deliver the blow, which was shoulder first. Yes, your head gonna be there, but it was shoulder first. Had he did this, that would have been something different. He did this, man. Led with his shoulder, as he always does.
And so I'll go back to our Colorado State game. I'm with you 10,000%. I hate that call. I despise it because it's not malicious intent. However, referees are not refereeing intent. They're refereeing what happened. And when you look at it, unfortunately, his helmet hits the jawline, the face mask of that kid. His head turns and it bobbles. It's no different. And I know it's not a Colorado, but it's no different when Kamara hit Shadur when his top of his helmet was up under the chin of Shadur.
No.
We can pull up the picture. We can pull up the picture.
Different hit, dog.
No,
pull it
not.
up. You can pull it up on your end, but I can tell you that right now, a different hit. That guy.
Did the helmet? No, not the hit. Did the helmet hit Shador's face mask?
A helmet is going to hit a face mask on 90% of the tackles.
No, that's not my question. Yes, I agree with you. But did the helmet hit the face mask?
You can't say that. I disagree with that 100%. You can't say that because if a guy is leading like this and his helmet hit the face mask, that's different from a guy leading like this and his helmet hitting the face mask. It's 2 different intents. And that's what they got to realize when they're making these calls and taking football away from
you can't ref intent.
What?
You got to take the intent out of it. The word intent.
No. I think
they don't referee intent.
But I think that's terrible that they don't referee intent or whatever, and they're not using common sense. The common sense can equal intent because that's what you got to use some common sense somewhere. If you're just going by the rule book and saying his helmet hit the helmet, you got to call it on every play then.
I agree.
Listen,
that's why I'm not tripping.
Every play. Well, I'm tripping because they're not calling it every play, but you want to take it and call it on this play. Why?
Because he's defenseless. That's the difference.
He's not defenseless if he's catching the ball and he turns.
Okay.
And you're talking to a guy who took these licks, not the one who's a deliverer. Once I catch the ball and I turn like this and I take a step, man, come on, dog. And you're on the football field with helmets on, talking about you defenseless. The only defenseless player out there should be a quarterback or a wide receiver who has his arms outreached, extended. That's a defenseless player, not somebody on the wall. And now he's like, nah.
Listen, I've seen it. My Canes. My man goes to the quarterback is in the process of throwing the ball. He misses. His hand comes like this on the face, man. Don't even turn his head. Guess what? He didn't intend on hurting him. He was going for the ball.
What did I say earlier before you even said that? Only ones is the quarterback. Those are the ones they're really trying to protect.
Talking about he didn't even get hit. He did like this to swat the ball, and his hand went across his face. Again, we talking it. Didn't even turn his head. It brushed his face mask. They throw the flag for roughing the passer but his intent was to block the ball, not hit him in the head, and that's why he
or hands to the face or something like that. I think that would
be.
It
was rough the passer.
Well,
it's 15 yards, roughing the passer.
Well, that's all these calls like that, man.
And I've made these arguments 1,001 times about anatomically. I can lead with my shoulder, but my head still comes first in this deal.
So what do you want us to do to tackle the guy? You want us to go low? The guy's gonna be out the game for the.
I hate to say this. I hate to say this. If that's me, everybody looking like a flamingo. I'm flipping knees backwards like them, and that's nasty. Now you consider it nasty.
That's like.
No, I'm tackling you. You see people do it. You see people chop dudes down all the time.
Not in that position. If Shiloh would have went low on that and that guy would have got hurt, right? And Shiloh wouldn't have gotten kicked out of the game. What would you rather have seen? What would you rather have been in a position to be in? If you're Shiloh or you, if the other player, would you rather somebody go low, or would you rather get hit like Shiloh hit you?
No, but I agree with you. Well, my question is, why wouldn't Shiloh go low on the hit? Why wouldn't he go low on the hit?
Because he don't want to take nobody's knees out and potentially really hurt a player. You hit him right there.
I've seen Shiloh and many other tacklers chop dudes down when they're running at him. What's the difference?
What you're saying, though, Coach, you keep making my point. You just said when they're running where? At them. Yeah, I'm gonna take your knees out when you're running at me, but when you're running and you're coming like this, and I take them knees out, dog, you trying to hurt me.
So you saying he's defenseless then?
No,
because he can't do. No. Hold on. So what you just said is, hold up. If I'm running at you, I'm not defenseless.
No, if
I
you're running,
you coming. Hold up. If I'm running at you, I'm not defenseless. I could take the knees out. But because the guy's back is turning, now that's a nasty hit because he's defenseless.
Listen.
That's basically what you're just saying.
If he's defenseless and you taking the knees out, and he's defenseless and you taking the chest out, what in the heck you gonna hit him at then?
I agree with you 100%. I'm not disputing it. What I'm saying is,
so pause right there. Hold up. You asking the question. So he is defenseless. Technically, no,
he's defenseless.
No, that's not what I'm saying. He's not defenseless if he's turning and running, but he is in a position to where if I hit his legs because he's not facing me, he's getting ready to turn. If I hit his legs, it's more of a possibility for him to be hurt in that situation. He's not facing me looking forward. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going to hit him. I would rather as a receiver, and we've seen, who was that? Rob Gronkowski or some tight end made a tweet saying Shiloh hit the receiver exactly where a receiver would prefer to be hit at in those situations. And I agree with that. Please don't take my knees out and I'm running and I'm getting ready to turn. Not necessarily defenseless. That defenseless too. But if I'm getting ready to turn or cut, don't take my knees out, dog. Now, if I'm running straight at you and I'm trying to do this, you got to take the knees out. That's how people tackle. Straight up.
So the funny thing is that we're both agreeing. I'm just simply saying the reason he got put out the game was because his helmet made contact with the chin and his head turned. And that was the same argument when we brought up when me and you won't hear, and we brought up the CU tackle, and he made that tackle, and Shadur's head turned, and you said, "Look at the head turning."
Yeah, that wasn't. And what did he do? He drove Shadur to the ground, didn't he?
I'm not talking, but that's not why he got kicked out. He got kicked out because of targeting. Yeah. It wasn't because you drove him to the ground.
It's the crown of his helmet. Anytime the crown of your helmet hits another player's helmet, that's targeting. What Shiloh did.
And that's what happened to Shiloh. The crown of his helmet.
The crown of his helmet didn't hit. It was basically the side of his helmet touching the bottom face mask of the other kid's helmet, and the kid helmet didn't move. Now, if they want to call that target, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because it's
again. I think it should be a flagrant one. I say that it should be a flagrant one, flagrant two. It wasn't any malicious intent from Shiloh by no stretch of the imagination. He was trying to make a legitimate tackle, dislodge the ball, bring the funk to him. He wasn't trying to launch and hit him in the head. I agree with that. I'm making a football play. I agree. And we see it every Saturday, kids getting kicked out left and right for making football plays. He didn't throw an elbow to the helmet, none of that stuff. And that's my argument, is that we're taking kids' opportunities away because he's a bang bang play, right? It's a bang bang play.
Yeah.
And
Which
now
means
this young man got to sit out.
I still think it's a judgment call though by that referee, whoever made the call. I still think it's the referee who's making that call, or unless he has somebody in New York or in the booth or something that's helped making the call. But I think it's a judgment call by that ref, and different refs would make different calls. And you're saying you can't what'd you say, you can't referee intent? Well, that's exactly what I think they're doing. Refereeing intent. Now you can say it's technical. Well, technically his helmet hit that helmet. Well,
It
I
did.
don't agree
And
with
that's why he got called.
If you're going by technical, you need to call all of them then. Technicality, man. That's what I'm telling the ref.
I agree with that. That's the issue. Listen, they don't call it on offensive players. I brought this up before. I keep bringing up the Auburn thing. And the commentators are just as guilty to me. When a running back runs the ball and he lower his helmet in the dude's chest, oh, he got trucked. And if the letter of the law, if the intent of the law is for player safety, then yeah, it should be offensive targeting. But they don't call it that way. Nope. Shout out to Yo Creole, I believe. Go ahead, refuse to be correct to stop the hate. Power to the people.
Now, Big LT say he out there trick or treating with the family. Now and listening in. That's how you do it with the tone.
That's what I'm talking about. Trick or treat. But anyway, like I said, I don't like it. I'll go back and stay on this and say I like the kind of basketball flagrant 1, flagrant 2, in the sense of, yeah, okay, we got to call a penalty, player safety, 15 yards. Don't take the guys' opportunities away from them by ejecting them off the football field. Now, flagrant 2 is, when you see the dude throwing a blow to the helmet, dude just launching, with the head first and bringing those shoulders, so forth and so on. Yeah. And so those are the things right there that now those should be immediate ejections. But like you said, we getting to the point now. Think about quarterbacks. Even a quarterback, you literally have from here to his waistline. If you get pushed, and again, we talk about intent. We've seen defensive linemen get pushed into a quarterback, and he hit him low, and they throw the flag.
But it all goes back to what I said at the beginning of this. Yeah, they are protecting the quarterbacks, and I understand them protecting the quarterbacks. Do all that, but don't take football out of being football with everybody else. Everybody else is fast-paced, fast motion, and so on. Yeah, somebody might get pushed into the quarterback leg, and then they'll call that whatever. Call it what you want to call with the quarterbacks, but come on, man. Coach Hayes keeps saying, I agree with you, Chico, but this is why I don't agree with you.
and there's a person that's not listening. He's not listening. What I'm saying is I do agree with what you're saying. What I'm telling you why, the part I don't agree with you, where you're saying he shouldn't have been kicked out. But reason he shouldn't have been kicked out because he made contact with the face. So you call it what you want. Just don't call me Colette. And how about this? He ain't played the rest of the game. You can bet that. Because I'm gonna ask you a question, Chico. Flip the jerseys around. You would have been cheering like hell, boy. Yeah, look at him. He hit Mikey late under the chin. Y'all would have had a whole different narrative. You wouldn't have been on here defending that. You wouldn't have been on here defending that.
You don't listen. That's what it is. That's somebody that don't listen to me.
No, Chico, you would have been on here.
No,
Chico,
no, I don't.
You would have been on here.
Man, I don't do that. And I can say that. I know myself. I don't do that. If I'm looking at it one way, then that's the way I'm looking at it. That's a football play. I'm not looking at it and say that's a Colorado play. That's a football play. If somebody would have hit my dog Mikey like that, that would have been a football play. I would have said, damn, dog, they trying to take football from football. You feel me? I would have tried to say they trying to stop us from knocking guys out. I would have said they trying to stop Shilo from doing it because Shilo gonna do it next. And then they call it on him. No, I'm not with it either way. However they try to call it on my team or not my team, I'm not with it.
So you don't see the same thing with Kamara then from Colorado State. He put his face mask in his chest. His face mask was in Shiloh's chest. The top of his helmet is underneath.
You're not listening. You're making my point. You're making my point saying that he put his head in his chest and his helmet.
That's legal. That's legal. I can put my head in your chest.
Drive up like that. That's not legal with the crown of your helmet going into my chin and knocking me up. You can't do that. That's them apples and oranges. It's two different hits. One is going like this, and the other one is hitting a quarterback. It's a quarterback. I said that 2, 3, 4 times now. It's a quarterback, dog.
Chico, you better stop it.
Take the quarterback all you want to, but don't take football from the rest of the people on the football field where we're going full speed, fast motion, and helmets will be clanking against each other. That's football. You want to do something else, go play flag football, dog. Go play flag. Because I hear you.
No problem.
I agree with you, but here's why I don't agree with you. I agree with you. Here's why I don't agree with you. I like that.
And you know why? Because it went that way. I knew that fan base don't want to be objective, and so they don't want to see it that way. But don't worry about it.
MJ in the chat, you're not listening. You're not listening. Thank you, Chico. Offensive line, helmet to helmet, every play. Let me see.
Every play.
Every play, bro. Game. Chico wins every argument by saying, "You proved my point." Basically, Chico wins by driving you nuts. Man, y'all wild. Let me get off these comments, man. Y'all, look, real quick. All right. We got to get it to the you're talking to the robbery expert. We're talking about a robbery in the Rose Bowl. There are some places we can walk into, dog, and we can know immediately. I'm not leaving my stuff in here. I got to make sure I give my stuff to somebody else. Me, personally, I'm going to think anyway, when I got thousands and thousands of dollars worth of jewelry or investment, whatever it is, if I'm going to play football, no, I'm not leaving it in the locker room. Yes, hindsight is 2020. But me personally, I'm speaking, I know myself, I'm going to want to see my stuff and know it's going to be in arm's reach. I see Shadur giving his to Bucky. Shoot, I'm going to ask Bucky to hold mine too. If Bucky can't hold it, you got other camera guys. You got Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky out there be looking like Mr. T by the time he finished. That boy have 1,000 chains on his neck.
But look, you got 1,000 other people on the sideline with no chains on their neck. Hey, hold mine. Here's your first chance to begin to wear some ice. Anybody you ask on the sideline to wear your necklace, you think they're not? Man, it's gonna be this dude's first chance to wear something on his neck. Hey, give it to me. He's gonna be in the crowd trying to holler at folks and everything. But the point is, I know my stuff is on the sideline and not sitting duck in the locker room. I guess that's coming from when you go to certain locker rooms in high school, you see that even if you got a little $20 necklace, you don't want to leave it in there. I don't want to leave my bag in here. Same thing when you go to these big time places. I know they learn now though. They won't be leaving anything else in the locker room.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say this when we travel. But I'll say this when we traveled, there was never a security guard in the locker room, but there was always security guard at the door the entire game.
Yeah,
the entire game.
Yeah,
and that person, and you had to show, except halftime, of course, when the team is flooding in there and coming out. But if somebody had to go in, like I remember one time we had to go in to get some stuff, I had to show my ID to get into the locker room. Now again, while the Rose Bowl doesn't have that protocol, I have no idea.
Let me ask you this question. What if, like you said, they're not really checking when the whole team coming in at halftime, right? What if I got a strategic plan? I'm like Ocean's 11. Hey, dog, listen, we gonna get them out the halftime, but here's how we gonna get in. How we gonna get in? Hey, I know my partner works at the door. They check people going in and out. But at halftime, when everybody's coming in real quick, they don't check nobody. So all we got to do is get in and blend in and get in the locker room. Once we're in the locker room, go in there, go in the stall somewhere in the bathroom somewhere. Go in the stall and just wait for everybody to leave about that thing. Soon as everybody leaves up out of that thing, I'm just giving you a scenario how they can get in. That's how they.
It ain't hard to get in. I mean, you're right. It ain't hard to get in
with the herd. Once you get in, identify the stuff, you get it. Now you got to
get a horse, huh? Old Trojan horse deal, huh? Gonna slide in.
Yeah, slide in. You can probably do some stuff like this. It could be so intricate, dog. It could be like, listen, dog, I'm not even taking the stuff out of the locker room. In other words, I'm not even taking the chance to get caught. What I'm gonna do is, because I work here or my partner works,
just like a football player, run out.
Something even colder, dog. I'm just gonna hide the stuff. I'm just gonna hide. I'm gonna take it from the locker room and I'm gonna put it up in one of those ceiling boards. You feel me? And it's right there for when I come to work next Tuesday, type deal.
That's only if you work there.
That's if you work there. That's if you know somebody work there. That's if you got a way that you can get in there. It's
So you're saying it was an inside job. So you're saying it was an inside job.
I definitely don't think it's somebody who just walked up and had the idea and said, "Damn, the locker room open." You know, if it is, that means that it was a lack in security somewhere. So the venue is at fault. The security company is at fault. It's so many ways that this could have happened. I don't think it was a hijacking. I don't think it was somebody who just went in there and they walked out with it. It's some more stuff that went on with this stuff, man. It's taking it and passing it along to him. You walk out and I walk out, go this way. It's something like that.
You really thought about this, didn't you? You really put some thought into this.
Listen, it's coming. To me, it's kind of coming. I've been in these locker rooms and you've been in locker rooms plenty of times. You know how chaotic it is. People walking, coming, going. This is happening. Music is loud. People not worried about somebody might be stealing stuff, but it's the perfect opportunity for people to steal stuff. You know?
Oh, shit. How we know the O-line didn't let them? Hey,
people are making jokes, but they don't realize that all of this stuff is a possibility if you're really doing an investigation, right? When somebody gets something happens to someone, who do the police investigate? They investigate the people closest to that person. They got to see what happened. You know, you closest to them. You're in the close proximity to make it happen. You know what I mean? First 48 Chico up in this thing. You better figure it out. You better find out somehow, or else it's going to be long gone. That jury is long gone, or it could be stashed away in the Rose Bowl somewhere so that Joe Blow can come back and get it while everything blows down. Everybody looking for the jury. Everybody waiting on the pawn shop to get whatever. Man, I'm going back to get. You know what I'm saying?
I can hear it right now. Little Pookie from the Poke Bean Projects has made his way to Pasadena, California, with this elaborate plan to steal the jewelry from the Colorado Buffaloes and stuff it in the ceiling tiles.
No, not Lil Pookie, dog. Lil Pookie ain't come up with this one. This is Ocean's 11 type stuff right here. This is probably not even nobody named Pookie on this one. You feel me? And UCLA got robbed too. So this is not just a flyby thing or just happened. This is we gonna plan this and we gonna hit them at the same time before they even know what's going on. By the time they know what's going on, we up and about this thing. We before it even got reported, we done already sold it to somebody who we done made a deal with previously and said that, hey, if we get it, then what you'll give me for it? Okay, bet.
Colorado should have checked in and they would have been straight. They ain't check in. They got their chain snatched like the rappers do. Hey. Anyway, the tennis channel says, Coach, where were you Saturday? We was in the champagne room watching the game.
Hey, that's
I want you to call in tonight, tennis channel. I know I seen you on Chico's show the other night, man. So I know you got the capability. Call in, man. Let's talk a little bit. Yeah, I know you be giving me. I'm the guy to be giving Coach Hayes a tough time. Anyway, here's what I have to say about it. I really don't have anything to say. You know, for the people that's saying they shouldn't be wearing their jewelry, that's crazy. For the people that's saying they should give it off, that's an extra thing of responsibility that most people don't think about. For the people that's saying, like I seen, I forgot the guy's name that's on Twitter. He's going on about he should be ranting more the same way he did about when it happened at Jackson State. He should have the same energy. I don't know. I don't know the guy. Dude. Huh?
I'm surprised even. Excuse me. I'm surprised. Oh, excuse me. I'm surprised Coach Prime even responded to that dude. Because usually he said he don't even subscribe to it.
I didn't know he responded. I literally saw about 15 minutes before we came on. The guy was like laying down or something. But anyhow, he was like, bring the same energy. Here's my deal. I just call it what it is. Like Coach Prime said, get your security, sit a dude in there, let him watch the game. Right? Got all these other people. You got a bunch of people on the sideline standing like this. Apparently, they don't know how to count the 11 because 12 dudes keep running on the damn field for defense. How about get that guy to go sit in the locker room? How about all those people you have at the game, one of them go sit in the locker room, and you can solve that issue? I mean, it's a bunch of other stuff, right? I get it. It's newsworthy.
Doc Holliday. Hey, Deion Sanders, are you upset with UCLA football as you were with the Jackson State football? Man, you just want
some. Who said that?
That's Doc Holliday, the dude that was laying down speaking about Coach Prime. He just wants some attention. Coach Prime reposted.
Doc Holliday?
Yeah. That's his name, Doc Holliday. And I hate to keep saying
maybe it might be a different Doc Holliday. I'm thinking it because the guy named Doc Holliday that does the HBCU Overdrive, his name is Doc Holliday too. That's why it threw me off. I was like, no, that wasn't him. But maybe it's another guy named Doc Holliday. I don't know. But anyway, Tennis Channel, stop it. Come on, stop. It's on right here, baby. I love it. But anyway, yeah, I really don't have an opinion. And then again, Coach Prime said in his press conference that apparently UCLA had some of their stuff stolen as well. Coach Prime said that. But again, whatever. Get some security. Like Coach Prime said, which I'm actually shocked at, where he said we kind of dropped the ball on the insurance deal with these kids. We kind of navigate them through NIL. We get them with these different people, but we dropped the ball on insurance. And so now, he kind of planted the seed saying that whether it's the Rose Bowl or UCLA, whoever would be responsible should be giving them their stuff back.
Yeah.
And again, that stuff is hard. You talking about? I think they said Bucky had thousands of dollars worth of $1,000 of cash on him.
Darius said he had $1,000 worth of cash on him. So, and also some coaches had some things stolen from them also. So, all in all, I think Coach Prime just doing what he's normally doing is keeping things transparent and saying, hey, we did this, we did that, but we dropped the ball on the insurance part. We'll make sure we pick that up and do that, going forward in the future. It's just a learning point. And also he said the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, should have some granddaddy type money to reimburse these kids for some of the things that they
planted to see. Yeah, he planted to see.
Or Rose Bowl, somebody, but they might not get back the exact stuff, but still,
Real quick, I missed it. Sorry, Big Wig Cleaner, $4.99. The problem is that he did not wrap up. If he wraps up, they probably don't make that call. He was talking about the Shiloh hit. And then thank you for that dono. And then Shad, $1.99. At this point, see, you need to hire a kind of stylist. Bro, they got all kind of pictures of that dude at every game. Bro, I'm telling you, boy, one thing about the internet, it is undefeated, bro. I have to say you straight. It is undefeated. Let's push on, man. We already had the hour mark in this joint. 52 minutes.
Go ahead.
Anyway, like I was saying, people can say what they want to say. Stuff gets stolen. You live and learn, I guess. Hopefully the insurance take care. I really don't have an opinion about it, to be honest. I'm not here to say guys shouldn't bring whatever they want to bring. And I'm not saying guys should not bring what they want to bring. You live and learn. We all live and learn and go through different experiences, right? But the expectation is that your stuff will be safe while you're playing a football game.
Exactly.
Right? That's the expectation, right? It's not like you left it outside, you know what I mean? Sitting under a tree, you know what I mean? Like you had a little league game or something.
Right.
You're in a major college football venue, and the expectation is that it's going to be safe. It's just like if you left your stuff on the bus, right? Like a lot of people leave their stuff on the bus. The expectation is the bus is going to be locked.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But think about it. Even players and coaches, we leave equipment on the bus. We leave.
It should be locked.
The expectation should be locked, but sometimes it's not. The bus driver want to see the game too. He like, what? But anyway.
Now Cheyenne Monique up in here. Oh, now.
All right, Cheyenne Monique. How you doing, Cheyenne Monique? Oh, now.
Show.
All right.
You got some more bass in your voice on your oh nows.
Oh now.
Bass in your voice, cuz. Can't be out here like no Mark.
You looking like no Mark, cuz. But anyway, yeah. So UCLA, like I said, they do that thing, and it is what it is. Let's get to these comments, and then we can go into the Beavers.
Comments real quick, like.
No, I'm talking about the presser, kind of what he talked about. There's been a lot of talk again back to the O-line. What's your what are your comments about Coach Prime's comments?
Which ones are you talking about? Just
you tell me. Are there any of them anything you want to talk about that he talked about?
Well, yeah, he did point out and say, the O-line, he's just going to look to try to replace them or whatever, I guess he said. What I had some more comments. Let me see. NCAA should do something about it, of course. So my things was just on the Rose Bowl robbery and what he said, and just moving forward though. I think What else can you say about it, dog? You know what I'm saying? What else can you say about it? He said it's
Well, you brought up something, you kind of skipped over it. I thought you would kind of elaborate where he talked about something. Go ahead, I'll let you.
What do you mean with the NCAA?
Nah.
Oh, I think I missed that. What you're talking about then? What are you talking about? Because
You
apparently
just said it. You kind of laughed through it. You're like, yeah. You talk about getting rid of the O-line, and then you went on this.
we said that. What else?
Come on now.
Get some new O-line and do the best you can. But me looking forward coming up to Oregon State though. What I would do is this. Yes, more film.
No. I don't want to go to Oregon State. I want to talk about the comment that he made.
Which one? I'm asking you which one.
Because you have 1,000 analogies. You go through. You just went 10 minutes talking about this Ocean's 13 plan of putting jewelry up in the tile. I'm a dressed like a football player and maneuver. And then we're gonna talk about this big statement he made, and you just gonna skip over it. Come on, dog.
He made, dog. Yeah,
you just said it. I'm not. See, the reason I've learned in this show, I'm like, you know what? No, I learned in this show. I asked a lot of the questions.
About just saying that the O line. We're gonna replace the O-line. That's the comment you want me to address.
I don't want you to address. Do you? That's why I asked you. What comments do you think he made that you would like to talk about? And you kind of laughed and said, "Yeah, the comment. Yeah, you talking about get rid of the O-line." But let me look at my notes. NCAA said they should have. No, that was you saying that.
That's what I have. NCAA said this. He talked about the Shiloh hit. He also talked about replacing the offensive line. What you want me to say? Offensive line.
Do you agree with him saying that?
Do I agree with him saying it? Did we watch the film? Yeah.
Chico.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And the man hasn't held his tongue since he's been there. He let it all hang out, let y'all know what he's thinking. And he said it right there. Y'all asked him what? He said, we need to get better offensive linemen in here. I'm going to paint the picture clearly for you so you can see it. And that's what we need to do.
But he didn't say I'm gonna get better. He said we're replacing them. There's a difference.
I said replace them. Get better offensive linemen. Replace them. You're not going to replace them.
So let me go ahead and just let me just be the bad guy. Let me just go ahead and
be the bad guy. Be who you are.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy.
There you go.
So
go ahead.
Say good night to the bad guy.
Say good night to the bad guy.
Peace.
All right. Since you don't want to just be blunt about it, I'll be blunt about it.
About what?
So when Coach Prime made that statement in regards to the offensive line, saying coming straight out, being very blunt, as everybody say, he's very transparent. Which
he's been doing the same thing.
That's not true. I'm gonna say he's selectively transparent, and I'm gonna tell you why. when you ostracize your players like that and you put them out there, my personal opinion, bro. That's what I'm talking about. We don't want to talk about this. You're telling the people, like you to me. You can do that and not basically, dog. You berated those guys, right? They're not good. We know that. It's people that's all across America pounding their head into the dirt. And as your protector, as your head coach, as a protector, I'm just being honest. Just because you can don't mean you should. I say that all the time.
So in one breath, you want the man to be transparent and say what's truth. In another breath, you want him to deflect and not say what's obviously on film and what took place. You don't want them to call him out and say what he's been doing. He called him out every other time and say we played like hot trash. He said that Shadur shouldn't have thrown this. He said that Shiloh got to tackle better. He said we got to do this. So he can't say the offensive line need to get better, and if not, we're going to replace them? Fed. What you want him to say then?
Okay. So here's the deal. At the same time,
no. Okay, man. Tell me, answer the question, dog. What do you want him to say, dog? I'm
answering it right now.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is when they asked him, he said paint the bigger picture of keeping Shadur upright. He told the dude straight up, "We're gonna replace those guys. I'm painting the picture perfectly clear." Here's what I'm telling you. There's a reason. I get what you can be honest, but when you become brutal to the media, you feed the frenzy. And you have to remember, these guys are still playing on your team. And I don't know if people don't understand that, dog. And I don't know. You can tell them that in that room, right? Because guess what? He said we had a talk, but he showing up didn't say what they talked about. He said, yeah, we had a talk. It was a good talk. Yeah, we straightened some things out. But he sure wasn't transparent. What I'm saying is, bro, You can't isolate those players like that, man. In my opinion,
everybody else, dog, in his own film.
He has not.
Nothing.
He is not isolated. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have been.
Make your block.
He
Make
did.
the play.
Making a block. Okay. Well, he shouldn't have been isolated.
Those balls. What did he say to Jimmy Horn Jr.? He said the same thing in the press conference. Dog, he was having a bad game. I had to go over there and say something to him when he came to me. And he went out there and made the play. I'm sure.
Yeah, but he didn't say. But he didn't say. Yeah, but he didn't say. You know what? He didn't say. You know what? We're gonna replace him.
Nah. No, you're not going to say that because for one, you know the man can make the plays. For two, you feel me? It was a mistake made. He went over there and talked to him, kept his head up, and he did that. For three, these guys, not all of them, and he ain't put it on all of them. He's talking about the ones who on film, and it's obvious.
He said they're going to be replaced.
They meaning the ones who are not doing their job.
Chico, I hear you. And again, Coach Prom, that's his program. He runs it how he chooses. I'm just saying, to me,
that man ain't never held his tongue about nothing, dog. So
why? I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna show you where that's a lie. When they asked him about Sean Lewis, he said, you tried to get me. That was a good one. I've been sitting in your seat 17 years. He wasn't glass house transparent about Sean Lewis when they asked him.
How? No, he was on point because they trying to ask him about Sean Lewis and trying to make it seem like Sean Lewis is the real problem when the real problem is we can't get everybody to do their job, dog. I don't care who calling the plays. It could be Bozo the Fool, Coach No Name. It doesn't matter. Chico, you got to have somebody.
But he told you, you tried to get me. He never came out and said Sean Lewis is not the problem. No, but he never came out and said Sean Lewis is not the problem. Well, he said, hold on. You said, hold on. We talk about transparency.
And we talking about
hold on. In that same and alienating and transparency, he alienated those old linemen. But when it came to Sean Lewis, when it comes to Charles Kelly, hold on.
That's when you alienate somebody. If you call out, if he says something different from what he been saying, which is all support of his offensive and defensive coordinator saying, I'm listening to what they're calling. They're making good calls. We are not executing. That's what a head coach is supposed to do. He's keeping his staff together while calling out the players. Those are the ones who can be replaced just like this. Every player know that. We on 1-year scholarships. If you don't know, now you know. And he came in there with the same attitude. And he got the same attitude he been having when he, man, please. He had the same attitude he been having when he walked up in there. What did he say when he first got up in there? Dog, you might as well leave so I can bring some more people up in here. If you don't want to be here, get gone.
So I'm going to take a shady approach. I'm going to take a shady approach at this. I'm going to take a shady approach at this.
I'll take the Coach Hayes approach. Go ahead.
No, I want to take a shady approach. And shady, I'm talking about Shady McCoy. Shady McCoy comes on. I'm watching the speak. And Shady McCoy brings up and he's a prime, like, supporter. And he was against it.
Against what?
How what Coach Prime said about the O-line.
That's that. Hey man, that's.
No, I'm just telling you. That's fine. Here's my next question. If that's the case, out of 130 programs, defense ranked 125. Why we ain't getting rid of everybody there?
Did you not hear what I just said? Apparently, nope. You're not listening.
I'm not. Talk to me again, please, sir.
You got to comprehend also.
I'm trying.
He said, I'm listening to my defensive coordinator calls in my headphones. He's making correct calls. He's calling a great game. We are just not executing.
So back to what I said, why don't we replace the entire defense? That's what I'm saying. Why are we not saying, hey, man, look here. We're 125th out of 130 doggone players. 130 teams. We're 125th. We need to get, I want to get rid of all of them guys too. I'm just telling you how Shady McCoy said it.
You think he's not looking to try to replace and upgrade the defense also, dog?
Why did he say that? Why did he say that?
And so he just said it by saying this. He's calling a great game. We're not executing. What does that mean?
Okay. That's totally different than saying on the offensive line, I'm getting rid of y'all.
You could have asked about the offensive line, and he said, yeah, they're not making plays. Then what can we do to make them better? Bring in new ones.
No.
Replace them.
He said, that's not what he said. He said, when they asked him about it, he said, we're going to replace them, right? I want to paint it clear. But it's funny how he could have had that same approach with the offensive line saying, look, right now to make it clear, we're not executing. We're not doing a very good job, and we got to continue to work hard at it.
He said that this whole season. We're not
Hold on, and he could have simply
find
said he could that,
hold
hold
on.
on, he could have
Guys, he said it the whole year.
yeah,
Now,
okay.
after
He
this
said
quarterback,
to
it
me
has
that's
his
jacked
son.
up, dog.
What's jacked
That's
up?
jacked up.
By
Bro,
calling
he
you guys
doesn't
out?
take that. He doesn't take that approach on dog. Your defense is ranked 125 out of 130, but you don't say the words, man. I'm gonna replace the whole defense, all the players on defense, because they not executing.
If they asked him about it, I'm sure he would say he'll replace this or that position or whatever. They asked him about the offensive line specifically, and that's what he addressed in the way that he's been addressing everything else. Now, what he hasn't done has alienated and divided his coaching staff, in my opinion, by calling them out. Had he called Sean Lewis out and said, I don't think he's doing this or doing that, then that's alienating. But by calling out your players, dog, which is what coaches do, especially in the film room, you can argue that maybe he shouldn't have done it at the press.
That's the difference, Chico.
That's
That's what I'm arguing.
You could say he couldn't have said that at the press conference. That could be your argument, but I would still say
that is my argument.
You've been saying everything else at the press conference. So why am I going to
He never said get rid of dudes at the press conference.
Ain't no other
He
group
never said get rid of them.
ain't no other group performed that terribly either. Show me another group.
Apparently the defense has. They rank 125th out of 130.
Show me another group that has allowed their quarterback to get us hit as much as Shadur Sanders. That's not 120, 130. That's 130 out of 130. So that's the worst. That's the biggest leak in this right now. That's the biggest Achilles heel right now. The biggest.
What do you mean the biggest Achilles heel is that your defense is ranked 125? That's including all Division I. They're probably last when it comes to Power 5.
Do you think that a better offensive line does not help keep the offense on the field longer, which in turn will help the defense? Come on, dog.
Chico.
Come on, dog.
Come on, dog. You running down this line.
Come on. So you telling me now, being an analytics guy, a coach, that the better the offense is, the more runs the offense can produce, the better positive plays and stay on the field longer. That doesn't help the defense? Yes, it does. So what would I rather improve first? If my quarterback was my best player on the team, you damn right, making everything, points, and
no new taxes.
My best player on the team is my quarterback. The most prized possession on the team is the quarterback. Asset on the team is the quarterback. The first thing I'm going to try to do from this point on is get him protected, dog. And that'll help out everything else, including the defense, because we're going to be on the field longer. We're going to get more points. We're going to protect the guy who's the best player on the field. What are you talking about?
And you trying to protect him with Dylan Edwards, 165-pound running back. That's part of the job.
That's a personnel issue that I've been talking about from the get-go. If I got these backs in the backfield, I'm using them like I used to use them on PlayStation. People say, man, you sub too much. Okay, well, you're going to have to wait if you want to play me, because I'm not putting my scat in.
I agree.
Pass protection.
So whose fault is that?
I say that's a personnel issue. Whoever making that personnel call, that could be the position coach. Listen, that could be the position coach who ultimately will say, these two guys are ready out of my position. These are the ones you got ready for this week. And then the offensive coordinator will then should be designing the play calls around the backs that he has available based off of the position coach that made these guys available. Just like Coach Tim Brewster, he's going to pick the tight end that's going to be starting. And the offensive coordinator will pretty much go with that. Same thing with the running back, quarterback, wide receivers, and so on. Or else you wouldn't need no wide receivers coaches or running back coaches or position coaches for that matter. You just have an offensive coordinator. It's all protocol and it's all steps to get to where you're going. That's why Coach Prime is not the one just making the call saying, hey, put Alto back there at the running back position. No, you go to Coach.
He said he did that. He said he did.
You go.
He didn't say that particular. The Coach Prime said, I let them know what I want and I want it now. He said that in the press conference.
Yes,
so why doesn't he do that? Hold on, so why doesn't he flip the headset down and say, hey, when we pass the ball, I want to get a bigger back in there besides the 165-pound running back that can help on pass protection, and then flip it back up and cross his arms.
You can flip your thing down. You can call him and you can ask him that whether he do it or
I don't
not.
have his number.
I don't know.
Y'all got his number. I ain't in the pro. I'm not in the loop. Y'all got his number.
Man,
He
come on.
called y'all and text y'all and tweet y'all. So why don't y'all text him and tweet him and say, hey,
No,
why
it's
don't you
just,
put
me here, dog. It's just me right here. Just me right here. You just talk about Chico, right?
Okay, well,
Anybody else? What you talking
I'm
about?
talking about whoever. Okay. Well, if he texts and tweets you, Chico, tweet him back and just say it's from me. Tweet him back and say, hey, Coach Hayes said it'd be nice if you put the 215-pound running back in there that played at Kentucky over 100 snaps. Maybe he could help out with pass protection. Tell him Coach Hayes said it. I'm just saying, dog. If it's a personnel issue, help your son live, dog. I got a videotape. Bro, the dude ran. You see little Dylan try to go in there. He tried. He like little Mighty Mouse. He went in there with all he could handle. And that dude literally walked right through him like, man, get out the way, bro.
Yeah, I said that anyway, dog. Ain't nobody wants to put a Boston Terrier and let him fight a Rottweiler. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that. You should bring out your Rottweiler off the bench and let him fight the other Rottweiler. You know what I'm saying? You got Smoke back there. You got McCaskill back there. Yes, me, if I was the coach, whatever it is, whether I'm the running back coach or whatever, offensive coordinator even, because at the end of the day, the offensive coordinator can trump that and say, hey, Coach Flea, give me a bigger back. You feel me? And just like
here's
you said,
the deal.
just
Okay,
like
so here's the deal.
Prime can trump all of that and say, Coach Sean Lewis, get you a bigger back there to help protect. You're right. He can do that. But has he done it? I don't know. He could have. And
no,
they say,
because they ran the ball 11 times. 3 of those 11 were ultimate McCaskill at the end, kind of mop-up duty.
Actually,
so, well, two of those, I apologize. So 2 of those. So you only ran the ball 9 times. You're not decoying. What's the decoy with Dylan that was out there? If he's not going to run the ball, use an additional lineman body or at least a bigger back. Because you're not going to throw the ball. I mean, you're not going to run the ball.
That's exactly what I've been saying. So I've been consistent and transparent with that. You know, I will be that guy who has packages for all of those backs back there. I'm not the dude that's going to have potential guys who can really play.
We ain't asking about Chico. We asking about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. Well, that's who we here to talk about. I'm saying, why they're not doing this? This is game 8, and we still haven't realized 9 running plays. The O-line is a problem. They finally do max protect, but they max protect with little Mikey, who's 212, and the 2 smallest extra dudes you could bring in, Dylan Edwards 160. Hell, I give him 175 with his equipment on, and Mikey 212.
Hey man, you can.
I'm just saying. Like
somebody that
I can't.
Who knows what goes into that decision making? I can only tell you from experience that these position coaches, they're going to have who they feel will be producing the best for some reason. The situation I went through, came in with 2 other freshman tight ends. They were bigger than me. They wanted to use them more as the blocking tight ends. Okay. All of a sudden, I'm the 3rd tight end, right? Going into the 2nd or 3rd game. Next thing I know, I'm the starting tight end because they're not getting the production that they thought that they would get out of these guys. Now, like you said, we're going into what, week 8 or whatever? And
week 9 now.
Week 9, and we've pretty much seen the same rotation out of the backfield. What goes into that decision making could be a lot of things that we have no idea of. Maybe
just not understanding. You get guys in here like Jota, who has never played. Jota, who has never played, he gets to start or play significant time against one of the best defensive lines in college football.
But what?
And the dog, hold on, and the dog, Cavassier Smoke. I'm advocating for this kid. The dog, Cavassier Smoke, who has legitimate playing time on his resume, he don't even get in that game. So they decide, let's change up the whole offensive line. But we ain't going to change up, again, to somebody else that can help us block. Come on, dog. Come on.
Hey, man. Hey.
Houston, we got a problem.
I like Smoke, too. And actually, the same thing you're trying to bring up is the same thing I've been talking about. If you watch my live play-by-play of the games, I say the same thing. Why is he here? I ask these questions. That's a personnel issue. Why is he not there? Why is he not in here? He's better at this. Same thing on the defensive side of the ball with the linebackers, in my opinion. Same way you rotate bigger defensive linemen in for run down specifically. I think you should do the same thing with the linebackers that you have, because all of them are good at certain things and not so good at other things. Levante Bentley, for example, I love Levante from Birmingham, Alabama, but on the football field, there you go.
But
what? But on the football field, I don't feel like he should be the linebacker dropping in the coverage in the cover two. Let that man do what he does the best. Even at Clemson, they didn't use that as his strength as a pass dropping linebacker. His strength was playing things in front of him. Anytime I'm in a pass situation or my defensive coordinator calls a cover two to where this guy's dropping, I'm taking him out of the game. And I'm putting in a guy maybe like a B. Gant, who played at Florida State, who was a safety, who has experience as a cover guy. Put him in at linebacker, let him drop down the middle of the field.
How about the great DeMoy Kennedy coming from Alabama? Everybody talking about he running 4.3 speed. He gets jumped over by the safety, Trevor Woods, and puts him. I understand.
In my opinion,
but Trevor, he don't play either.
In my opinion, Trevor is playing slower than what someone could be playing in that position in certain cases. I.e., look at the pick that Travis had, right? Look at the position that Trevor was in on that, and look how he played that. You feel me? It wasn't a fast play. It was more of just a reacting. The guy would have caught the ball and gotten some yardage had Travis not done what he done. I'm not saying Trevor Woods is not a great player or a good player. I'm saying that you have to put the players that you have in the best positions possible to be successful by doing what they do best, not trying to make them do something else that's outside of their range. You feel me? And if they're not getting it done, substitute somebody else in there. I saw them two linebackers play 90% of the snaps. I don't see a reason for that unless they're making Ray Lewis type plays. If they're not making plays each and every down, then I don't see why them nor anybody else should be playing the whole game. Now, there's not a knock on that one player, because those players can do good things on the football field, but the position that they're being put in, they're doing things that is not conducive to their strength.
Their skill set. I get it. And so therein lies the question: why? Why with all of this, with the Pat Shurmurs, with all this NFL stuff everybody talked about prior to the game? Here's where my question lies. With all of this experience, and this is no knock on you, including myself, if we could see it and we have nowhere near the experience as Pat Shurmur, Charles Kelly, Sean Lewis, all of these coaches who've been coaching years and years, and we're sitting here at a TV looking at it. My question is, why can't they see it? And then, therefore, as anything happens in any business model, the head has the ultimate decision. Therefore, why does the head, we could go up the rung to the supervisor of the coordinators, why are they not vetoing out the position coaches? And then if they're going with it, why is the head coach not vetoing the coordinators in that sense? Because if we're sitting here looking at it,
dog,
and therefore that lies Yo Creo, I believe. He says, keep it real, Coach Hayes. CU is trying to get Shadur awards. We still can surpass last year's Heisman and undefeated Washington QB. I don't know. I don't care about those awards. I care about W's and L's.
Somebody try to get no Shadur awards. How you gonna try to get Shadur awards if you don't have?
Hold up now, don't turn on him now, because Yo Creo was calling me a hater, so don't turn on him. He on your side. So be careful now. I want you to lose a subscriber.
I ain't worried about none of that. I'm telling you what I feel. If somebody don't like it, then that's on them. I appreciate it. But at the same time, I don't think nobody's trying to pad no stats or trying to make somebody get something. This is a team game. He can't get anything done if you don't have a protecting, secure offensive line, dog. So why? Come on.
That's why I'm baffled. I agree with you, Chico, and I'm baffled. If you want, let's just say you want to pad the stat. Let's just say, hypothetically. I don't believe that's happening, but let's just say hypothetically. Wouldn't I give my son the best chance by putting the bigger players or maybe the best pass blockers out there? Your O-line is your O-line. But I'm going back into the other two guys, that other tight end. Imagine Alton McCaskill, who now says he wants to be red-shirted. But let's just say you had Alton McCaskill and Kavasier Smoke. They're both around the same weight, 215 pounds, 215, 212, somewhere in there. Instead, we got Dylan, and it is no knock to Dylan. This is physics.
You preach to the choir on this one. I said this.
No, I'm saying that why is Prime not making a decision?
You asked the question, why are we seeing these things, and why are they not with all the experience? I don't know whether I keep going back to this, but it's the truth. I said all this in my play-by-play when I watched the game and I critique it going on. I said all of these things. Why are they not making the personnel calls? Why are they not putting specific people in on certain plays and certain situations, right? I ask these questions and I say all that experience, why can't they see it? I don't know that answer, dog. I don't know why nobody is vetoing it. Maybe it'll happen this week. Maybe it was more of a filling out process. You know how it is when you come in together for the first time. This is still a new staff. Everybody's learning each other, and you're coming together and you're going to war, and all of these things are getting worked out. All in all, though, for the offensive line, if you really want to break it down to the bone, Gristle, let's break it down to this. Coming into the season, you were looking at Van Wells being a starter with Tyler Brown at the left guard position. You also had a big recruit coming in from Florida that was a specialist at pass blocking, big David Connor, young.
And he left.
No, he didn't leave. He's there. He got a pec injury right before there
was a Florida guy that came in and left right back out. I don't know who that was.
He was honestly, he was trash. Yargermill. And if you
how
hear
we know that,
sorry, but
how we know he was trash?
Look at you got for one, look at what he did at Florida. Look at the film from Florida, which I evaluated before he even got to Colorado. Once he signed, you feel what I'm saying? I was surprised that they signed him. I've seen big body guys on Division I squads that just big bodies and nothing else. You understand? So I had questions about him when he was coming in. I don't want this to be a bash about him, but the point is, they had interior linemen with Tyler Brown, Van Bam Wells, and David Connor that was looking to be the starters before the season started. Connor gets hurt, Tyler Brown is out. So essentially, you're working with two, I would say, second string guys in Big Jack Bailey, and then the other right guards that they've been using, my guy Landon Beebe and Big Jack Wiltie. Those guys weren't projected to be the starters at first. Now they had to be. Then you go to left tackle, right? Big Tank. They were hoping they can get some improvement out of him. He didn't seem to show that those intangibles, I think. And I think that showed the last game when he came in and back up.
What's Tank's status? So what's his status? What's his level of play?
Who, Big Tank?
He
started the season, but he got benched last season or this last game for Jada, and then Jada came in and kind of stunk up the place, and so they put Tank back in. So that lets you know they don't have a lot of depth there.
I've been telling y'all that they don't have anybody better. But my question is, what is Tank's status? Is he a good player?
He is. He has the potential to be way better than what he's shown. Right now, he's not. If I'm a defensive end, I'm licking my chops when getting ready to go against.
So you telling me that kid from Florida, whatever his name was, the kid from Florida,
he was
worse than Tank?
He wasn't on that level. Nah,
he's worse than Tank.
Tank is not garbagely hot trash, but the kid, he wasn't. He's better than that kid that came over from Florida. Yeah, not the one that's there on campus now. Not David Connor, but Yargermill. Yeah, I'll take Tank over Yargermill. Yes. You got to look at, you just going by the school they went to. You got to look at the film.
I'm not going by the school. I'm just saying, because right now, Tank is not very good whatsoever. He is not, and I'm trying to say, it's hard to get worse than that, dog.
He wasn't very good last year, honestly, in my opinion, from what I saw. Y'all want to keep it real. He wasn't very good last year. I was surprised. I wasn't surprised that he stayed. What? I was surprised that
they didn't kick him off.
No. I was surprised that he actually, they didn't bring in anyone at the left. They didn't take a more considered effort to bring in more talent at the left tackle position, is what I'm trying to say, to challenge him. Because with the talent that they brought in at the left tackle position, he still knew that I'm the top dog. They don't have really nobody to challenge me. So I don't think that he had that fire under him to work on the small things that would have made him better, i.e. the things that I pointed out from the practice just from watching well-off media footage. Just his stance as a left tackle. If I'm a defensive end and I see my left tackle line up like this right here with that left hand, on his, not even on his thigh, but on his knee. Right? On his thigh is a shorter way to go to here. It's on his knee. He got to go from here, and here. If I'm the defensive end, I'm loving it. I'm about to eat on him. He's 6'10". I'm gonna get up under him, and his technique is not good.
Way back.
Yeah, one way back he got to do. All right. So
I'm
ready and cocked. Those little small things right there give that.
It's week, and it's week 8, week 9.
I said
in about week.
I said this is before the season. I said it before the season, dog.
Oh, you know what I used to do? This is the God's honest truth. I had O-line used to do that. You know what I would do? I walk by and slap the back of their hand. I'll be, oh, my bad.
Yeah, get your hand up.
This is week 9.
Yeah.
And we're talking about this dude still got a hand on the knee.
That's because of what? What did I say? No fire under his butt, no competition behind him is what I think. So that breeds that complacency or that comfortableness to where, man, nobody coming behind me, dog. Nobody finna take my spot. He ain't trying to tell me to get my hand on my leg. Man, I'm my hand on my leg. Let's go. I'm gonna show you, and then you end up getting beat. You know what I mean? So, and then from what I saw, you know what I mean? Don't grab me. But from what I saw, big dog, you came into the game, this last game, and kind of like was nonchalant. I don't care.
No, I'm just asking. Okay, here we go. Jay Brown for the 49ers. Bottom line is this. This is first year. It's going to be mistakes from all areas. I still believe. Appreciate it. Thank you for the dono.
And that's true, too. You don't have all the groceries that you want for your chef to make the exquisite meal that he want to make. Simple as that, dog.
But you sure had the ingredients before you start cooking. Boy, we got a good meal here coming. Now I don't have the ingredients. Boy, I tell you, boy, y'all cats, boy. Man,
look at you, dog. Look at
y'all
you.
Y'all blowing the wind. Y'all blowing the wind, boy.
Anybody blowing in the wind? Nothing.
The wind blow left.
And how many they got this year?
How many what now?
How many wins they had last year? And how many do they have this year?
No, Chico, you know I'm not going to let you do that. I am not going to let you compare last year because when I said they were 1-11, first thing y'all say, that's not the same team. Now it's how you comparing last year to this year. Now I ain't gonna let you do it. Last year they were 0-0. No, last year they were 0-0. They had no record because it's not the same team. It's not the same.
Most revenue in college football right now.
What they got to do with this?
It has a lot to do with it because they building towards it, and they got 3 more.
I believe that
year, and they're building towards what their ultimate goal is, dog. That's what
I agree with that. Bro, I've already called this season. I called this season preseason. I told y'all if he goes 6-6, they should build a statue in front of the stadium of Coach Prime.
We don't want to hear that, man. Those condescending type tones. We don't want to hear that.
That wasn't condescending. I was being dead honest.
We don't want to hear that because you. But now you talking about you laugh and talk about we in week 9, week 10, and we have.
You can't get a dude. And no, I didn't say that. I said you're in week 9 or week 10, and you can't even get the dude to take his hand off his knee. So what kind of coaching is going on that you can't get it? If I can't get you to take your hand off your knee,
and that's something that will be evaluated, dog. That's something will be evaluated, and that will be evaluated from these aspects that we make. First of all, Coach Prime said this from the get-go too. He said, for all my assistant coaches and all my recruiters, for the guys you bring in, especially since I'm starting recruiting late, I can't evaluate everybody. So if you say you want to bring in this left guard from the middle of Montana, that's on you. That's your guy you bringing in. You said he's good. You going to coach him up. So once he comes in and he's trash, then I'm going to evaluate you at the end of the season on this, dog, and your abilities to bring in the type of players that we need to be successful. And that's what I would do.
So that perfect segue, Chico. That leads me to this. Talent evaluation. They bring in 2 guys from the Golden Flashes of Kent State. They keep 2 dudes from Colorado. They bring in Tyler Brown from Jackson State. I know there were some other guys, but those were kind of like the starters. That was Savion Washington from Kent State. Who's the other? Jack Bailey? Is he from Kent State?
Yep. Jack Bailey and Savion Washington were the guys from Kent State.
Kent State. Savion Washington is not good either. I'm just calling it what it is. Jack Bailey's not good. He's 65, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He's like a doorman, dog. He's open. Go ahead. You got it. No, I'm being dead serious, bro. Like, if you watch the film, and I'm being honest, if you watch the film, I'm like, bro, like the dude is literally lined up right over you. And I'm gonna have to say this. UCLA wasn't even using technique to get back there. They weren't using the great hands, flipping the hips, and they just were running.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They opened the door in a lot of cases, and they just
so here's my point. So here's my point. Talent evaluation for those old linemen, when quite a few old linemen, I think that young guy that Travis Gray or somebody went to New Mexico State. He was like 6'8" something, whatever it was. He was on Colorado's team last year. He basically gets cut. Those guys brought those guys in, those talent evaluators in. I guess O'Boyle evaluated those guys and wanted to bring them in. And I'm saying to myself, that's a lot of bad evaluation, dog. It is. Think about it. There's two guys that you kept from Colorado. The rest of them you brought in. How many on the O-line? How many O-linemen are on the staff right now? I mean, are in that room? 12 maybe?
10, probably 10. Well, you got to think the two that's hurt for sure. And then you got a bunch of young guys also. So I would say that can actually play. Possibility of play.
How many people that they brought in? 12 guys. Well, they had 2 there from Colorado, and they brought in 10 more from somewhere, transfer.
Okay.
And none of them can play. I'm asking. They can't play. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Oh, because I'm calling them straight out because I'm keeping just like Coach Prime. You laughing. But when he bring them straight out, well, Coach, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to call them out and let them know I've been consistent from the beginning. But when I call them straight out, and I'm not their coach, so we can call them straight out. I ain't their coach. I ain't there to protect them.
So what happened? What could they do the first game when they won the games that they won at like TCU and stuff? Were they able to play then?
No, the talent wasn't as good. The talent wasn't. Bro, you want to know why? Because they got 7 sacks on Shadur. They got 7 sacks on Shadur that game. Nebraska, well, 4. They got 7 against Nebraska.
Well, listen.
They showed you exactly who they are. Shadur's arm helped beat, and big plays helped them win those games because all of those games have been close except Nebraska. Literally nail biters.
So why isn't and why aren't they sticking with that same game plan by saying we're going to let Shadur Sanders do his thing? Shouldn't that be the same game plan?
The talent is getting better. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The back end of their schedule is so heavy.
So that means that you have to get better as the season go on. And also you have to realize, like Coach Prime has said, we got some replacing to do. We got some more additions to do. We got guys that's just not getting the job done. Yeah. He's saying these things.
Like who? So who needs to be replaced then, Chico? Who needs to be replaced on the O-line? And tell me why.
That have been evaluated on the O-line.
Say their name and tell me why.
Why do I need to
tell me who they are?
Why do I need to say
Okay, that's
name?
what I thought.
Oh, it's the offensive line. Everybody who's missing blocks. What do you mean? I'm not here to try to call out the kids' names.
So who are they?
You call out names enough. But the point is,
everybody but they coach can.
Because it's their coach. What do you mean? I can call out their names too.
So go for it. Tell me who's bad. Okay, well, do me a favor. Tell me who needs to stay. Tell me who needs to stay. Tell me who needs to stay. Yeah. Who can stay?
And we're going to see who can we bring in and who's in the transfer portal and so on. But
no, that's not meant. Who on this roster on offensive line needs to stay? That's good enough to stay on this Colorado team for next year.
That could be evaluated at the end of the season, dog. But right now,
bro, it's already the end. It's 8 games in. We 9 weeks in. You can tell who can play and who can't.
From eye test, who I will want to keep on the line.
Test, you got 8 weeks of film.
Yeah, from the eye test, who I want to. So what? I'm watching film with my feet. I'm watching film with my eyes. Yeah, from the eye test, from the film test,
and your evaluation, and from your evaluation of breaking down film.
Let's say Bam Bam Wells is a young guy. Well, he's a sophomore. Bring him back.
Okay.
Who else we got on that offensive line? Big David Connor. He's coming back. Tyler
That's
Brown.
The dude that's hurt. That's the dude that's hurt.
That's the dude that's hurt. Who's rehabbing right now. Tyler Brown. He's coming back. My goals for this offseason would be to go out there and get me 2 big bookends, left tackles. And I'm talking about I'm going and I'm calling or I'm recruiting or I'm telling my players to go recruit guys that I have a previous relationship with that I've tried to recruit before they signed with Georgia, Florida,
Chico,
Tennessee.
Before you go on. So before you go on, basically what you just told me, you'll keep the center and 2 hurt dudes or 2 dudes that's not playing because one is hurt, one is deemed ineligible. The rest, you ain't brought up nobody else's name.
I don't care how you want to name them and say you want to keep 2.
No, I ask you, who would you want to keep? You said Van Wells. Hold on, you said
cut me off. So what are you saying?
No,
go ahead.
No, you cut because you started talking about guys you're recruiting. I said from who's on this team. You said Van Wells, Connor, who's hurt because of a pec injury, and Tyler Brown, who's deemed ineligible because of transfer.
I'm keeping those 3, and then we got a.
Ain't none of the dudes that played cross your mind like, yeah, he can play except Van Wells.
Damn, no, and then we got a freshman center who's developing, Big Hank Zelinskis. Keep him on the roster. We also got Big Jeremiah McCrimmon who came in late. Keep him on the roster. Who else we got? You want me to name everybody? You want me to show my range? You want to?
No, I want you to
sit there and relax.
No.
Every other player too. Who else?
I'm naming for you to name one of them dudes that's playing right now, not the dude sitting on the bench.
Why would I name one of the dudes that's playing right now? I just named Van Manuel. He's been the starter center the whole time. Why would I name one of the dudes that's playing right now? Big Tank going to be gone. Who else? Savion Washington, does he have another year left? I have to look at all these things. It's not right in front of me. I don't know it off the top. Savion Washington, you can keep all of them if you want to, but the idea is for them not to be playing. You want to bring in better players. You want to bring in better ones that want to play and get better and develop under the coaching staff that you have. This has been one season, one off season to try to implement everything that you want to implement. We've gotten 4 wins. We've gotten 4 wins up to this point. We have improvement coming along with different positions. We got a bunch of young players. All we need to do is fill in the offensive and defensive line, along with maybe some linebackers here and there, supplement players on the defensive backfield, and we're ready to go. But it's another recruiting cycle. All these teams that we're playing have had multiple years of a recruiting cycle, which means that they can bring in backup. We're going to bring in depth that's going to be able to compete with these guys. Everybody known, anybody in football and college football known, even Coach Prime said at the beginning of the year, to compete with these guys, these schools who have been going along this whole time, you got to have big guys up front and you got to have depth with them, because some of those are going to get hurt and some of those are not going to be able to last versus a rotation.
Anybody going to get hurt? Come on, man. Stop. Chico, nobody going to get hurt.
Okay. So Tyler Brown is for ineligibility, and then Big David Connor is out for an injury. So come on, man. It's simple. What you want to do is go do exactly what Coach Prime said. Replace them and bring in better players, dog. What's so hard about that? It's not any type of rocket science on what needs to be improved on this team from the first game. So what are we talking about?
All right, so I'll do what you want to do right here. So Landon BB, you got to go.
Okay, that's on you, dog. Go ahead.
So if I look at Landon BB right now, you can't play. I know. I'm telling you. You
can't what?
So Landon BB, he has to go. Jack Bailey.
So
he has
telling
to go.
me this. A guy like Landon
Jack
BB
Bailey, love you. You got to go.
It's not bringing any value to your team.
No, he's not. And he's a grad transfer. You got to go. Holla at you.
He's going to be going anyway if he's a grad transfer, but actually he has another year left. So this guy who has another year.
You got to go. Go find another school. Go find another school.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying go find another. I'm just being.
Okay.
All right. Van Wells, I would definitely be looking for a bigger center than Van Wells. I like him. I just don't think he have enough behind him. He could be a backup guy if he like to stay. Being a young sophomore, maybe he'll grow into it.
Exactly what I just
Van
said.
Wells, I would keep him on the team. That's correct.
Exactly.
Jack Bailey, got to go.
Okay, he's gonna be good.
Gerard, he's a senior transfer. That's right. So whether he's going or not, I don't know. I'm just telling you. Gerard Tank Lichtenstein, who's a junior, he got to go. Kareem Harden, a transfer sophomore. I'm not even sure where he came from.
Came from
He got
JUCO.
to go. Yeah, he got to go. Go back over there.
So
Isaiah Jota.
Who you gonna replace these guys with? They just got to go, and then you'll find a way to replace them later on. Just got to go, basically. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what we said. We're gonna replace them.
All right, go ahead.
Got to go.
Go ahead.
All right.
Hard.
Isaiah Jota, you came in here as a junior transfer, and you couldn't even take a young dude's spot. You got to go. Jack Wiltie, a junior transfer, no, not happening. Hank Zielinski, because he's Zelinska, excuse me, I hate mispronouncing people's name. He's a freshman. He can stay on the roster. I don't mind feeding him for a year or two, see if he can grow into it. And then Jack Wiltie, a junior transfer, it ain't working for you. You got to go. Hope you ever graduate.
So basically, you just went and said the same thing I said without me getting to Wiltie, BB, or Lynchicam or whatever. I said I'm going to keep those same players that you said, minus Tyler Brown. You didn't say anything about Tyler Brown. So
I go because he wasn't. I would keep Tyler Brown. I would keep Tyler Brown and the kid. The kid you said is hurt just because.
So you come back and say the same thing I said, but you just basically cut the players that you wanted to cut. When I'm thinking like this, not saying necessarily that these guys performed well or they can play, but some guys can stay on the team, but not necessarily you're going to look at them as being a starter, and they can be a good asset to the team.
What is that?
What is that? What is that? You hear something?
I don't know what that was. Maybe it was an ad or something that popped up.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, it was. I think it was an ad that popped up on one of the screens or something. I just cut it off.
Okay,
I probably couldn't hear it. I heard it though, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Unless I need to replace it, let me refresh this because I think we was at 300 and some on my end, 200 and some, 300 and some on your end. I'm looking at the wrong one. Where's Coach Hayes? Okay, but
I got 587 on the screen.
Okay, we got people in here, man. Y'all make sure y'all leave a like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff. Let us know what y'all think. Y'all leave the names of the players that y'all would keep on the team from the offensive line moving forward. Because
so the only thing I did different, and see, this is the thing I be talking about, Chico. The only thing I did different was I was being transparent because I actually called those particular players' names out.
I wouldn't say that's just being transparent. That's just you want to call the players out, and me not wanting to call out players and say I would get rid of them. Now.
That's what I wish, and what you did right there is exactly what I wish Coach Prime would have did. Use some tact. We both said the same thing, but you didn't lamb blast those dudes. Me and you just said we said the same exact thing. We came to the same conclusion, but you didn't lamb blast your players.
Head coach, dog.
I'm the head coach. That's the difference right there, Chico. That's the difference.
And he did not name names. He said they. Speaking of the ones, y'all can see the ones who missed blocks and didn't do this and do that. He said they.
Exactly. And who are they? They're the ones that's playing.
Okay. Well, as a coach.
I'm saying they're the ones that's playing.
As a coach, I did not say a name right
because you used tact. Because you know that you don't want to attack them personally.
If I'm speaking of them as a unit, I can say the offensive line was hot trash, terrible. We need to replace them and get better. What?
Yeah, you could say that. But you did. When I asked you to say the names, you wouldn't do it.
That's different from saying
you
names.
went on the back end. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. If I say offensive line and then you go to call out a name and say, well, this particular one, that's different from saying them as a unit. I'm saying them as a unit know they haven't performed well. As far as having to watch and evaluate each and every one of them like they're going to do at the end of the year.
So
they're going to do at the end of the year. They're going to evaluate each and every game, dog. And that's how they're going to decide who stays. Not on some emotional stuff, not on one game. They're going to decide on for that. Just like you just broke it down and I just broke it down and said, okay, Bam Wells need to get stronger, but we're going to look for a bigger center. That's what they're going to do.
So do you think that Hank Zielinska is worried about getting cut? No.
He probably
he don't play.
But no,
he don't play.
Listen, he's a freshman. He probably shouldn't worry about getting cut because he's a freshman we're looking to develop him. But at the same time, thinking about this though, based off your logic and what we said earlier, if Coach O'Boy end up getting let go, then Zelensky probably could be thinking about possibly being let go because the guy who brought him in is not there anymore. The talent evaluator who brought him in is not there anymore. So you got to watch out for that too. But then,
and that's the point. No, what you did right there, what you did, Chico, was actually what you're supposed to do. You used tact, you were graceful with it, and that. But you said the same exact thing I said, but not actually putting him out. But when I came in there, this kid got to go. He got to go. To me, when Coach Prime said what he said in that press conference, it was the equivalent because when he said that, everybody's talking about the players who are playing on the field have to be replaced.
Hey, man.
And that's all I'm saying. That's all I just wanted to make that thing there. If you don't mind, we could talk a little Beavers. We open the phone lines.
Let's open these phone lines up because we don't have too much time today. Hey, we had to cut this one short, but it is Halloween, and some of us have families, and it's not.
It's scary out here. Oh, well, I forgot. That's right. It's a little earlier where you are. For us, hey, if you still out there trick or treating at 10:20 at night, then you treating the tricks. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and load up.
Time out here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I forgot you were far behind. But anyway, open up the phone line 862-799-9956. Go ahead and call in. Please ask your question. But while we're waiting for the queue to load up, you got one call in there. It's getting a little hot in here. You got to get a little drink of water. Chico, what happened?
Yeah.
Had to get a little drink of water, huh? A little hot. A boy like this.
Nah, I ain't got that concoction like you got. So I had to get up and get me something. Turn that fan on up here.
No, but I'm just saying while we wait for this thing to load up here, 862-799-9956. Listen, all I'm gonna tell you is, guys, call in. Please give your question, and we're gonna give very short answers today because we want to make sure we get through quite a few of these, and then I'll cut the phone line off at a certain time because I know Chico got to go do his thing. Like I say, at 10:20 at night, if you out here trick or treating still, then you're on the wrong block. Anyway, like the ghetto boy, my mind playing tricks on me.
For real.
Anyway, I do want to say this. I want to ask this question while we load this up. 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter, Shadur is visibly and physically hurt. Coach Prime did bring up the thing about him taking a shot in the hip or in the butt or whatever it was, to a numbing shot. Why does he go back out there on the field knowing that the game is out of hand? I'm not gonna get into the 2-point conversion, that's whatever. But why put him back out there with 6 minutes remaining in the game, knowing the game is out of hand?
The game is out of hand. I'll tell you what, because most coaches would want to try to end on a positive note before I take my guy out. I want him to get some good throws, some good completions. If we can get a touchdown, then cool. Some people are going to try to say it's padding stats. He's not hurt. I mean, everybody's hurt. He's not injured, though. Everybody on the field is hurt.
Chico, if you hurt enough, you got to take a shot to numb the pain.
No, I took a shot.
Come on, dog. He's hurt.
I'm the wrong person to do that, too, because I took a shot damn near every game that I played that I remember. I got a bump on my leg right now that's still there. I ain't played ball in double-digit years. I can still feel where they used to shoot me up at in my high ankle. Right now, just so I can play. So everybody plays
Chico,
hurt, dog.
Okay, listen.
Different.
Yeah, that's different. That's different going into the game, or it's a close game. The game is out of reach. Or how about this? You're hurt out there, and y'all up by 35, 40 points with 6 minutes in the game, and you still out there.
That's different though. If you up by 35 points and you still out there. When did they do that? He was up by 35 points. They were still out there.
No, I was just saying it could be either way. I was saying if I'm up by 35, why put a hurt kid out there? If I'm down by,
it's
no, hear me out. If I'm down,
two different things, Coach. If I'm up by 35, Coach, I could take him out when he's hurt because why? We have had a positive game. He's shown what we're looking for. We got 35 points. He can come out. On the opposite end, if we're down 35-0. We're not showing anything, no type of rhythm. If we can get some type of rhythm before the end of this game to build off of for the next game, then that's what we'll do. If I can go down here on this last drive and get a score, now I can bring my quarterback out because at least we can go back and watch film and say, because we do go in and watch film. That's 90% of the daggone football is in the meeting room and in the football facility. It's game planning. Now we can go and say, hey, we did this well at the end of the game. We got to piggyback off this. This combination worked. They're probably putting in different offensive linemen to see can they work. This football is not just go
but
out.
That's the point. You got all these other people that you're switching out to see if it works. This kid is injured bad enough where he has to take a pain-numbing shot.
He's hurt. Don't say injured. He's hurt. There's a difference.
Okay, dog.
Simple.
Okay.
He's hurt.
He has an ailment that needs a pain-numbing shot.
Okay.
Right?
Nothing on you.
Okay, but what I'm to your point, you got guys coming in. How about let's just see if this backup quarterback has something, because the possibility is there.
Listen,
just saying the game is out of hand, bro. That's crazy.
We don't have to look and see what a backup quarterback has. We know who our quarterback is. The backup quarterback, Shadur.
What I'm saying is
quarterback is. Listen,
the shots that
my point, though. You're missing my point. You're missing my point, Coach. Listen, the point is this. We're going to leave him in the game so that we can try to get a rhythm to build off of for the next game, where we can go back and look at film and say, our game plan in the first 3 quarters was terrible. It didn't work. But when we came back and did this, it worked. Once we scored, we took our quarterback out. But while he was in there before we scored, we put in a different left tackle. It worked with him. We put in a different right guard. We let Caleb run slot. We did this differently. But, of course, we kept in our starters with our quarterback. So this combination works better than the combination we came in with. Now we have something to build off of for the next game rather than coming into the next game with the same goddamn game plan, and we end up in the same position again for the next game. Come on, dog.
I'm fine with that if he's not hurt. He is hurt.
Everybody is hurt.
Is everybody taking a shot? Is everybody taking a pain-numbing shot?
More people than
there's level of hurtness.
It is.
Okay, if he's to the point where he's like, and he's a tough dude now. I'm gonna tell you, Shadur Sanders is tougher than being in a 2-inch nail. I'm gonna tell you that.
I done had staples put in my leg on the sideline and went right back into the game. Right,
and that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Not injured. I could have easily said, "Hey man, y'all see my bone? I ain't getting no staples. I ain't playing no more. I'm coming."
That's you. I tell you, you as competitors,
Shadur is gonna do that.
No, but it's not Shadur's call. Sometimes you have to save people from themselves, dog. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's like boxers. Why do you throw in the white towel? You throw in the towel to save the boxer from himself. I'm not asking Shadur to take himself out. I'm saying, as a coaching staff, why would I play a dude that's hurt? Hold on, hear me out. Why would I play a dude? Okay, but why would I continue to play him when he's susceptible to being going from hurt, to your point, to now injured, where he may not play the next game or the game after that? Think about it. He's so banged up. Coach Prime said he's going to keep him out. It's already Tuesday. I'm going to keep him out another day of practice. I mean, he hasn't practiced from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and now it's going to be Wednesday because he's that hurt.
As he should. And he probably shouldn't. Whether he's hurt or not, because guess who's not the problem?
He's not. Not saying he's the problem.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is, if a game is out of hand and a young man is hurt at the level in which he feels he needs pain medication.
Let me answer this question one more time for you.
And the game is out of hand. Why not put in the other guy? Why not put the other guy in?
Answer the question in the chat like I just answered for Coach Hayes 3-4 times. It's because you want to build momentum for the next week. You want to have something that you can build off of for the next week. It's simple. You hear commentators say it all the time. You hear coaches say it all the time. Hey, we didn't play a great game. Luckily, we was able to get a little bit of a rhythm on offense in the fourth quarter before we took our starters out, and now we got something to build off of for next week. It's simple,
but they're not hurt. The quarterback, I would agree with you if the quarterback was, the dude is limping and gimping on the football field, bro. You can physically see this kid hopping along on the football field for a game that's out of hand. Guess what? If I was Shiloh Sanders, if I'm Shiloh Sanders,
come on, dog.
Huh?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, dog. The kid is. You see him like this, bro. You see him. Y'all out y'all dang mind. Y'all out y'all mind, bro.
Listen, man, y'all better realize 2 or 3 things. 1 is a big difference in hurt and being injured. 2, 99% of football players out there on the football field are hurt. Number 3, a lot of them, like I did, got shot up before each and every game, and sometimes at halftime also. So you playing hurt. When the game is out of reach and you see an offensive player or a player who look like they might be hurt still in the game, it is for the reason of, for the coaching staff to try to get a look to build off of.
You had a whole damn game to look at this. I'm talking about the last 6 minutes. I ain't talking about the full. I'm talking about y'all crazy, bro.
Listen,
y'all, bro.
You said boxing, right? You said boxing, right? So in the first round, you got a strategy. The guy come out there and he's defeating your strategy. Your strategy is not working. Are you going to go in the 9th round and say, well, it's the 9th round. Our strategy should have been working. Since it's not working, it's over. Or are you going to say,
yes, if he's beating him to a pulp, if he is literally, if his eyeball hanging out, he has no defense. He can't. Hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. No,
hey, switch it up. Switch it up. That's not working. Do this. That's the whole time they're doing that. So you think they're not doing that? You for real? Are you for real? Yes.
If I have a boxer, if I have a boxer, and I'm not a boxing guy by no stretch of the imagination, my man Steve Kim, they do the boxing thing.
Goodness gracious.
But if I go in the first round and throw in the towel, then that's premature. But if I'm in the 9th round and my boxer can't defend himself, he can't. I don't care what strat. If he's not defending himself, he's getting his head bashed in. I'm going to throw the towel in because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, that contest does not mean as much for my kid or for a person to have, to suffer more injury because I want to see something. You had 3.5 quarters. Hold on. You had 3.5 quarters to figure something. Hold on. God, you had 3.5 quarters to figure something out. And you're going to tell me these.
Why is Bud fighting?
You had 3.5.
Why are they fighting again? Why do they have a rematch?
I don't know who Bud is. I don't know who that is.
The Bud Crawford. You're not a boxer.
I don't know why who Bud is.
Basically, Bud, both of them was undefeated.
I'm really not a boxer.
Okay. One of them was undefeated. One guy came in and beat the smack out of the other guy, who's basically probably the favorite, right? Beat him to a pulp. But it's going to be a rematch. Why is there going to be a rematch if one guy got beat to a pulp? Like you saying, it was a beatdown. You had to throw in the towel. Why would you come back and fight him again? Because it's a different strategy, dog. You're going to come with something different.
Yeah, but you have time to recover. That's the difference. You had time to recover. It ain't like you say throw in the towel and we're going to fight tomorrow.
And what is Shadur doing right now? Recovering. At the end of the game, though, with the touchdown they scored, I guarantee you their coaches are saying in the film room, hey, man, our game plan for the first 3 quarters didn't work because of this, but this worked at this point of the game. We were able to get it in. Okay. Shadur didn't get any more injured. We brought him out the game now, and now we can build off of this that we found out in the third quarter of the past game. Now we can move on to the next game and do the same exact thing that we did to score. It's just like making halftime adjustments, right? Just like you saw UCLA come out of halftime and score in 2 games. In 2 plays in the second half. That's because they went in and made adjustments. They looked at what they were doing and they said, "What are they doing? Okay, this is how we're going to."
What does got to do with Shadur playing the last 6 minutes,
bro?
Hurt, and they're not going to win the game. I hear all that. I'm talking about the decision to take him out the game in the last 6 minutes of a contest that you're not going to win, where you could potentially get hurt again.
Every player can hurt.
Okay, you're right. You're right, dog. You're right. I can't.
Game, with 6 minutes to go, they were down 2 scores. All right. Technically, no, the game is not out of reach. Okay. If they can get something going, who knows what can happen? They already forced 4 turnovers.
No, it wasn't 2 scores. It was 28 to 9.
28.
They got the score. They got the score in the last 6 minutes.
I'm leaving my quarterback in All right, and we trying to get some momentum for the next game. That's me. If he say he can still play, I'm leaving him in. I'm gonna ask him how he is, especially my son, who I know him. So he say he good. I know my son. He ain't gonna say he good if he not good. Yeah, that gives you even more of a leash to have on him because he's his son. He knows him better than if it was another quarterback out there that might say, yeah, coach, I'm good, but he might not really be good. I know my son, dog. If he says he's good, I know he's good. If he says, coach, dad, I'm hurt, I know he's hurt and he need to come out. Come on,
and
dog.
I know my son well enough to know that if he need a shot, he really hurt. And now that the game is out of hand,
talking about a pro player who's taking shots probably every matchup he played in, Coach Prime.
But he's finally hurt.
Shots, man. Come on.
Okay. I feel you, dog. If you don't mind, I'll open the phone lines so y'all can
open
do
the phone lines up. Y'all can say what y'all want. But
right.
I will say this: y'all have never been in a situation where you are hurt and you have to take a shot to go play a football game. You might not need to call in and try to comment on this because you just haven't been in that situation to understand. Sorry, it's a difference in being hurt and being injured and taking a shot so you can go out there and play, let alone saying I don't want to play anymore, or even the decision. It's a lot that goes into the decision for a coach to take out a player at the end of the game and essentially throw up the white flag and say the game is over with 6 minutes to go. I don't care if you're down 4 scores. We're trying to get some momentum going. We're trying to get something going for the next game. We're trying to get something to build off of, not just get our butt kicked and walk out of here with our head down. What kind of stuff is that? That's the mentality, dog. 2 different mentalities. You know, everybody got different mentalities. That's what I'm saying. Some people are dogs. That's why they got that D on their jersey.
Can I tell you this? No, on a serious note, Shadur Sanders need to have an LD. I'm dead serious.
Leader and
a leader and a dog. Yes. I'm being dead serious about that. I'm dead serious about that.
Yeah, I agree with.
So anyway, let me go ahead. 3187.
Yeah, Ole Miss. I know how this go. Chico is favorite.
Hold on, let me put it up. What is it? What is it? Let me put it up.
Cha-cha on your side. Cha-cha.
No, that's your side.
Oh, I guess it's my side.
Yeah, it's your side. Right here?
Yeah.
I was a kid at Ole Miss. I know how this go, Chico. It's favoritism. Okay. That's on your side. Them your peoples.
Now, I will say this: at Ole Miss, I wouldn't doubt that there was some favoritism at Ole Miss. Some good old boy favoritism down there at Ole Miss. When they recruited me, I said, hey, man, I'm not coming to Mississippi to go to school. Sorry. Shouts out to Mississippi, but I'm not coming to Mississippi to go to school, and I'm coming from Alabama. You feel me? Maybe if I came from New York somewhere and I ain't understand, but no, sir. Shouts out to the MI cricket letter, though, but I would not go to college there. That was just me and my decision that I made.
I feel you. It's just certain things, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, a football game is a football game, and I get it. And these games by next year won't even be remembered. It's just what it is, football, right? And at the end of the day, I'm with you. I hear you.
If you play to win the game, like Paul said right here on your side, no, brother, you play to win the game, not to get momentum for next week. So why would you take out your starting quarterback if you play to win the game?
Because the game is out of reach. It's out of reach already.
But you play to win the game.
Yeah, but it's already out of reach, though, Chico.
So it's out of reach.
I'm not saying. Yes, you were down. It was 9-28
with 6 minutes. I can't score 3 points. I mean, I can't score 3 touchdowns. 21 points.
Bro, y'all had 6 yards the whole damn game.
Oh, you telling me that there is no games in the history of football where people have scored 21 points plus in the last 6 minutes? Come on, dog.
Not with the defense looking like that.
Come on, dog. I don't care what it's looking like.
Bro,
it had to look like something. It had to look like something for them to get down that many points. So nobody's going to give up in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes to go because y'all want us to. No. Come on, dog. Because y'all think my quarterback is hurt and he need to do this.
They don't think his own daddy. His daddy said he took a shot in the butt.
That's my son. You feel me? I know what my son hurt.
Right.
I know he's not hurt. I know he'll tell me if he was hurt. And I know you know what I'm saying? That's my son, dog. Let me deal with that.
You right. Deal with it. Get what? Hey, you can play him into your heart's desire. I'm just telling you. Anyway, let's go and get the phone line in.
Phone lines. And for everybody saying that Coach Prime killed those kids' spirits, for any spirit that's killed because Coach said that you wasn't playing well and you need to be replaced because you wasn't playing well, then you need to get up out of there anyway, dog.
I
What needs
agree.
to be killed is
That need
the
to be
lack
said
of
in the
dog.
room, though.
No, I
Yeah,
don't care
all
what
I'm saying is that no, but that need to be said in the room. I don't mind you saying it. I don't mind you saying that to those players in the room.
man.
Right?
I've said it in the room for the first 8-9 weeks, dog. Maybe y'all need to hear it outside the room. Maybe y'all need to hear it there.
You ever heard the same thing called family business? Huh? I guarantee with your family, Chico, you don't say everything publicly on here that you say to your
What
family
goes on in this
because
house
it's family
stays in this
business.
house. Yeah, what goes on in this house stays in this house. But guess what? I'm not a head
Exactly.
of a public institution where everything is on film and we got 9 million people watching us and they asking me a question about what happened in the game, and you think I'm not going to evaluate it as I see it through my eyes as a Hall of Fame player. I'm gonna tell you what it is, dog. And they need to be replaced. The ones that y'all are questioning, they need to be replaced. The ones that allow my son to get hit 22 times or pressure, whatever, they need to be replaced. Guess what? At the end of the day, they know they need to be replaced for playing the way they did, dog.
Okay. All right, 3187 coming to you. Please ask your question. We'll take a few of these here because, like I say, it's late on the East Coast. But on what is y'all time zone call? It's not Pacific. What is it called?
Hawaii Standard Time, I guess. Yeah, Hawaii time.
Hawaii Standard Time. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know. All right, Hawaii Standard Time. So I know you got 6 hours back. So you got to get out with the little ones and get some candy in there, man. All right, 3187. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from, and what's your question.
Yo, what it do, Coach? What it do, Chico? This Clark from North Carolina.
Clark, what's up with you, man? Appreciate your patience for holding on so long, man. Talk to us.
No doubt. I wanted to make the statement as far as Coach, you was talking that you thought Coach you should have used some tact about talking about the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would say to that is he's like Chico was saying, he's been forthright from the beginning. He's been saying he's going to replace those guys from the beginning, but as you've been saying, he's been doing it with tact. With him been saying we need 7-8 more dogs, like you were saying with the shady speak. You saying he don't keep it the same with the defense. Those 7-8 more dogs, you can split it in half. 4 for the O line, 4 for the D line.
Simple.
He's been keeping it equal on both sides. From the beginning, this is at the beginning of the season. He's been saying this. He's been keeping it light. Now I think he's trying to use the tactic that he used when he first came in, to where, all right, now I'm gonna put it in y'all face for real. I've been keeping it light. I'm gonna put it in y'all face for real. This either y'all gonna step up to the challenge and say, nah, he's not gonna get rid of me. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna be the one to show that I can improve. Just like even everybody can say the defense is bad, the defense has visibly been improving. You can see the defense, besides chunk plays, has been that defensive line at the point of attack is striking much better. The edges is holding much more consistently. The offensive line has, as everybody can,
which is why it was a 1-score ball game for as long as it was. That's why it was a 1-score ball game, because the defense helped keep them in the game.
Yeah, and to Coach's point, the O-line has gotten worse in part by the competition has gotten better as well. Those 3 of those guys on that line for UCLA is going to the league. You know, Kamara, he single-handedly destroyed us at CSU. He's going to the league. You know, I don't think TCU had nobody on the line that was nowhere near as dominant as either of those lines. So, but that's what
Kamar. Hey, listen, Kamar from CSU ago, he might be a 4th rounder guy, right? But he's definitely going to the league.
No. He projected day 2, day 1.
Really? Day 1? That means first round.
Yeah.
You saying he a first round guy?
Yeah.
Woo.
He got like 11 sacks right now.
Yeah, boy. I like it.
He's
I like,
an NFL prospect.
yeah, he's a problem. But listen, I can't go back and forth though, Clark. We got to ask the question because we got quite a few in here. But so, what's your question? What's your question?
Yeah, my statement was that
Okay.
he's been using tech and he has been keeping it fair on both sides. As far as we need dogs on both sides of this ball. Well, excuse me, both sides of this ball. It wasn't just, oh, I just threw the O-line under the bus.
Okay.
He's been saying, hey, we need 7, 8 more dogs.
That's fair. I don't have a problem with that. But you're not talking about replacing guy. You're saying we need more dogs. There's a difference, right? Now that's when semantics matters, right? That's when tomato actually matters, right? The same way Chico did. Instead of Chico calling the guys out directly, he instead of the glass half full, he looked at it the other way around. You still get the same answer, 2 + 3, 3 + 2, but it's not a direct hit. I got to run, Clark. Appreciate it. We got quite a few, and I know Chico got to run, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right. All right, guys, when you call in, please pose a question real quick. Carlos, Coach Hayes, you just evaluated them, said on the internet, what's the difference? I am not their head coach. I am not their head coach. That's the difference, right? That's like a stranger on the street saying something about Chico's kid and Chico coming out saying something about his kid. He's their parent. He's their protector. He's their leader. That's the difference. I'm just a guy on the side.
And it also shows my point of saying that if I know my kid so well, I can gauge whether he's really hurt or injured, and I can then make an informed decision on whether I let him stay in the game with 6 minutes to go to try to get some more points on the board.
I can't argue that. You got it. 54-56. I can't. The dude's limping. Anyway, 54-56. Call and talk to us.
Everybody's limping.
Okay.
Yeah, it is Rob from Texas.
Hey, Rob, how you doing, man? What's your question, brother?
Well, first of all, good win on this last game that you guys had. Exceptional. You guys are in a run.
Oh, Miami. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my question to the expert evaluator, Coach Hayes.
Appreciate that.
My question is the following.
Mm-hmm.
If a defensive coordinator defense had 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions for the last game, from 1 through 10, how would you rate that defensive coordinator? That's my question.
Man,
how would I rate him?
4 turnovers,
yeah.
and you talking about the defense over there. I appreciate that, Rob, but go ahead. He's saying the defense.
Interceptions. Have a great night.
Okay. I'm going to ask him a follow-up, but okay, to rate him on that game, I would give him a great rating. I don't know if it's 1 to 10. I would say 8, maybe. I don't know how to really rate because the question was vague, but if I had to be very honest, rate him on his performance that night, I would have to say I would have given the defense performance that night probably a 7.5 to 8. The problem is they just got worn down over time. That's what happened. They came out the first half, they moved the ball, they stopped them. They got 2 picks, right? That first quarter was dynamic, dog. Like, so if I rated by quarter, I give them a 9.5 the first quarter. Second quarter, I give him an 8.5. Third quarter, like a 6.5. Fourth quarter, like if I had to, because he's so vague and he's gone, maybe I could rank it that way. But I just know over time, they just got beat up because, back to your point, offense did not help them. Just like Nebraska did not help. I said offense, not offensive line, but it was offensive line. They were terrible. They were terrible. See, one thing difference between me and you, I'll tell you straight up, like, yeah, offensive line was bad. Dog. They were terrible, dog. They were awful. Yeah, but I will say over time, it's just like the Nebraska game y'all played. Nebraska defense at the first was killing y'all, but the offense was doing nothing. They would turn the ball, and then over time, y'all just wore them down and beat them up. Same concept. So hopefully that answers his question. Chico, if you'd like to add anything, I'll push on.
Wow, let's go ahead and push on. I appreciate you, Rob, from Texas.
All right, we take this next call. I'm going to lock it after this. 8113, call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from, and your question.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Good. Talk
Chico,
to
how
us.
you guys doing today, man?
Good.
Hey, great conversation you guys having, man. Hey, quick statement. Coaches are evaluated by the players they put on the field. And when they put the players on the field, whether they play great or bad, the coach is going to look bad. So, and the head coach overall, he's responsible for the entire team of play, no matter the assistants, the coordinators, or whatever. He's gonna get blamed, right?
Mhm.
So, Prime is responsible for that team. When he was winning, everybody was happy. When he's losing, everybody finds nitpick every problem that team has when they're losing, which is so funny to me. But here's my question, Big Dog. I got if I could have at least 2 questions, that'd be great.
If they quit, go for it.
All right. Is embarrassing the offensive line, is that detrimental for the team? Meaning, when coach finally calls out a section of his football team on national television, everybody's mad about that. So, did that really either put the fear of God in them or make them mad to not want to play anymore? If they love football.
Chico, that's to you. He talking to you, not me.
Can you guys hear me?
No, I can't hear anything but something in your background.
Yeah, you got a TV on or something that's real loud. You got to cut your TV down, bro. It's picking up everything.
All right. Let me.
Real quick while he's doing that, if you are calling
anybody hear any question, Coach? Did you hear my question?
I could, but the TV, I heard it, but the TV was playing. Go ahead, Chico. Ask it again quickly, please, sir.
Okay, quickly. Does embarrassing a section of your football team on national television for the first time, everybody get mad because you did that, because you never did it before? Why is everybody so up in an uproar because you finally mentioned what everybody see on national television? Should the players be pissed, or should that motivate them?
Oh,
okay.
Go
ahead. That's your question. Mm-hmm.
I think we kind of answered this earlier by saying that the players that Coach Prime probably will want should be motivated to come back and try to get better and show that they belong. The ones that are going to be offended by this or scared off by it, then that's the tactic anyway. Let them go by the wayside so we can open up more spots to bring in the caliber of guys that we want. But overall, you playing for yourself, dog. You got to play for pride of yourself. If you got a coach saying that you're not good enough and you want to go play elsewhere, you want to either transfer or go get paid to play, then it's time for you to step up now and say, hey, he wouldn't talk about me when he said they. He didn't call out any names. So it's kind of like if the shoe fit, wear it. A hit dog gonna holler, as they say back in the day. So if you feel like you're that guy that Coach Prime talking about and you're not, and you knew in your heart that you wasn't playing up to par, it's 2 things you could do, dog. You know what I mean? Like what would state property say? You get down, you can lay down. You can fight,
lay down.
One or the other. It's 2 things you could do. And Coach Prime is probably hoping that y'all flight and get up out of there so he can have another spot open, just like he said when he first got there. That's what I'm thinking.
I love it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I hate I can't get to the second one. He's got to run, and we got quite a few back here in the back. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
We here every Tuesday, man. Check us out.
Every Tuesday.
All right. I'm getting ready to lock the
conference has been locked.
I'm getting ready to lock it. All right. Next. I got my girl Ray from Georgia off in here.
Hey.
Ray, talk to us.
Hey,
What's
Coach.
up?
I'm gonna be quick because I know Chico got to take his babies trick or treating. Quick question. 2 quick questions. This one's real quick. I'll make a first one as a comment. I don't understand why. Apparently, you don't watch SEC. Do you? Well, let me ask you. Do you watch SEC football? Because Saban have thrown his players, under the bus several times in the media. So I don't, and nothing was ever said by anyone in the media. He's called them to the carpet. So I don't see a problem with what Deion said because it's no different than what Saban. Actually, it's a little bit calmer than what Saban would say and has done.
Okay.
Now, my question is the O-line. The O-line there's an O-line coach, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So how would you rate the O-line coach? Because wouldn't you think that although the players need to be replaced, don't you think the O-line coach needs to be replaced as well? Or no? That's my question. Told you I'd be quick.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
I'll just really address her question. Yeah, I do watch SEC. I'd be lying if I say I saw all of Nick Saban's press conferences, but because it's you, Ray, I'm gonna definitely go pull on it. And again, I'll look at it and I'll come back on here next weekend.
Chico, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
And that's what I was about to say. Why can't I deflect the answer? Why can't I give a very vague answer and be like, well, listen, man, Coach, when recently when Coach Saban called out one of the players, I don't know his name, but at the podium, the player came up there and said, when they asked about it, he said, "Hey, I love that. That's the challenge I'm looking for as a player." That's the type of player Coach Prime is looking for. All players are not like that. Some players would have came up to that podium and said, "Oh,
you're talking about Terrion Arnold." I saw that interview.
Yeah,
his name was Terrion Arnold. The problem was he didn't say he was going to kick. He wasn't replacing Terrion Arnold. He was talking about getting chewed out by Coach Saban. There's a difference. Getting chewed out because you make a mistake is different than saying I'm going to now. If he came up there and said he's so bad, I'm going to replace him. That's different.
If he said he should be replaced for playing terrible, I bet you that same dude would have came up there and said he ain't gonna replace me because I'm gonna get better next week.
But the key word is should, not that they are. See, semantics. You're a guy that like to hang on every word. You like to hang on every word. So now it's he should be replaced versus Coach Prime said they're gonna replace Shilo. He said they're gonna replace Coach Prime said with conviction that they will be replaced, not that they should be replaced. But should means a possibility. No. There's a difference. You still on it.
Those ones who are gonna get hit.
I don't have a problem with that, Coach Hayes. I really don't, because I'm really surprised. I'm actually agreeing with Chico for the first time.
Go ahead, Ray. You cheating on me, Ray?
Chico with that.
You cheating on me, Ray?
I don't have a problem with what Coach Prime said.
Okay, and that's fine. And like I said, everybody runs their house different, right? Some people put their kids in timeout. Some people whoop their behind. Everybody do it differently. I'm just saying, from my perspective.
So you're a timeout kind of guy.
No. What I'm saying is,
think that behind kind of guy. You're a timeout and have a conversation.
Have a conversation.
Ray, what you trying to say, Ray? No, what I'm trying to tell you is, Ray, what I'm saying is, they are already being persecuted in the court of public opinion. And then your leader comes out. See, Terrion Arnold or whoever, even when Coach Prime, when Coach Saban comes out, their team is not week in, week out. That position group is not being browbeaten.
You're a timeout kind of guy and have a conversation.
Like that, Ray,
okay, we're preparing them for their college football is preparing them for the NFL should they go to the NFL.
They're not going.
So if they were playing like this in the NFL, the scrutiny would be far worse.
They're not going to the NFL. They're going to get a job.
We know that. We know that, but I'm just saying.
So Ray,
couldn't one argue and say that this is preparing them for what to expect in the NFL? If you mess up at this level,
Ray,
at that degree.
Hold on, Ray. You sound like a timeout kind of girl because you saying if they and you know they ain't going. You know they ain't going.
I'm not a timeout kind of girl.
Oh, you like to spank? You like to spank, Ray? Stop it. Get off this line. I ain't messing with you.
I'm a whoop and talk. I'm a whooping conversation while I'm whooping.
I heard that. Let me push on right now. Let me push on to get out of here. But I'm just saying.
Answer my question about the O-line coach.
Oh, okay. Look, with the O-line coach, it kind of gonna, based off how it seems that Coach Prime has set his coaching staff up to not be like a micromanager, and like we said also earlier, he said that he's allowing those coaches to go out and recruit and basically hand pick the guys that they want for their positions. Now, he said this. Y'all can go back and find this. Now, if y'all get trash, that's gonna be on y'all, dog. Y'all bring in trash players in here. Because I can't evaluate each and every player y'all trying to get. So it's up to y'all to do your evaluations and then bring to me. Don't bring me 100 players. Bring me the 1 or 2 that y'all want and go from there. Now, if they end up being trash, that's going to ultimately fall on that coach who brought them in. I can see that happening. I can see, especially with like an O-line position or O-line coach, you could probably get rid of an O-line coach faster than you would get rid of, just say, the whole offensive coordinator, right? So, it can go like that. He can do it based off of teaching, or he could do it based off of the guys that you brought in, or he can retain them and say, we know that you didn't get a fair shot to bring in all of the guys that you wanted to bring in, or the best guys. We got another recruiting cycle coming around. Here's your chance now. Here's your fair shot now. You know, I'm not going to fire you after 6 months.
So if it was you, Coach Hayes,
I'll answer this real quick.
Hayes, would you get rid of the O-line?
I'll answer this.
The O-line coach?
Yeah, I'll answer this very quick. Based on what Chico's saying about the offensive lineman 69 with his hand on his knee, we are now in week 9, and the offensive line coach cannot get this dude to keep his hand off his knee. I would have fired his ass right then. Enough said. I got nothing to talk about. Because if you can't get a guy to take his hand off his knee, then you can't get them to fan block. You can't get them to slide protect. You can't get them to do anything else if he can't keep his hand off his knee. So, sir, we thank you for your time. Go to Bahamas, get you some Mai Tais and Bahama Mama drinks. Enjoy this contract on us. And we, hey, thank you. We appreciate it, but your services are no longer needed.
And some coaches will say that's a little bit premature because of the reasons I said. You know, 1 season, 1 recruiting cycle, and is at the end of the.
We're talking about a hand on the knee, dog. A hand on the knee.
But then to Coach Hayes' point, and like I said earlier, the hand on the knee started back in the spring, and that hasn't been corrected. To Coach Hayes' point, he has a point there. That's a coaching thing. And if you got a point, if you haven't identified and corrected that, then that got to fall back on you. They got to fall back on the coach.
I'll fall back. Ray, thank you so much. You know it's hard to let you go. You know I'm a paper tiger. I be talking trash, but I can't let you go that easy. But I got to go.
For allowing us to understand that Coach Hayes is a timeout guy.
Dang.
Time out of conversations. Y'all have a good night.
All right, you too. Time out of conversation. Go in there in the corner.
All right, coming to 4816. 4816 coming to you. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from, and what's your question.
Hey, Coach Hayes and Chico, how y'all doing?
How you doing? This sound like somebody I know.
This Big J from Ohio, the Ohio player. So
that's why I know that voice. What's up with you, brother?
Yeah, what's happening? I'm just gonna say everything within like 20 seconds. The question be the last. I'm pretty much with everybody. You know, the Colorado offensive line players need to be replaced, except maybe the center, like Chico said. You know, they are graded last in the nation, being graded. You know, so you know, it's no excuse for no effort. If they gave effort, that's one thing, but there's no effort. If you do all the film breakdown, and I saw your breakdown, you know, it's very little to no effort. And at this level, you got to have effort. And last but not least, do y'all think maybe the JUCO player route is best for the size, strength, attitude on the field, and playing time? You know, usually they play 2 years before, you know, they transfer if they're eligible. And, you know, they also got some to prove. So what y'all think about that? That's pretty much.
Did he say the JUCO guys?
Did you hang up? Did you hang up, sir?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay, hold on. I want to clarify your question. You said, do you think that they should get players from the JUCO because they play 2 years and they have the size? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said size, strength, you know, attitude on the field, and having something to prove, you know, and then having their, you know, the playing time, you know, because normally, you know, they play 2 years in JUCO before, you know, they transfer if they're eligible.
Gotcha.
So do you think, because they're better than the portal, because the portal usually they have set out a couple of years or not worth playing time. So the JUCO, at least they played a couple of years and they are being graded, you know, effectively and efficiently.
I got you. I'll answer this quick. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you, man. The Ohio player in the building. All right, real quick, I'll answer that question in my thing. Chico, you're more than welcome. Here's the problem with that. The JUCO system, the transfer portal, has now become one and the same. Because you couldn't transfer as readily as you could today, you can still get guys with some playing time, right? Maybe not as much, but significant playing time, maybe a little bit better competition, right? Like maybe a kind of, I'm going to go back to I know it's being petty, but like how Cavassier Smoke played in the SEC, could bring that talent over here. You may get an old lineman that may have played maybe at Vanderbilt, who has maybe that played against the Georgia and other SEC schools. Yes, but I do say this. Right now, Coach Promise has to go in there, but he's going to have to entice them. I'm not saying he can't. You're going to entice the good ones to come. And you have to build this from the ground up with the recruits out of high school. If he's going to spend some time there, you're going to have to plant some seeds. You could buy some trees right now, but you're going to have to plant some seeds, because right now, That's where your real O-line foundation is going to come through. So to answer your question, Ohio player, yes, you can find some, but you got some big dogs out there that's looking, like, for example, Michigan, when it took 3 dudes from Stanford. See what I'm saying? Like 3 dudes from Stanford to go to Michigan and they playing. Like, that's the problem right now where Colorado is can they, not saying they can't, I'm being honest, but can they persuade guys that can play at a higher level to go with them versus Michigan, Ohio State, and Alabama, these top dogs that may need to fill some spots over Colorado. And I'm done with that.
I'll leave it at this before I get up out of here. Also, if I'm a big dog recruit or on the offensive or defensive line, my mindset would be this. Instead of talking about going to a Georgia, Alabama, or any of those big schools that's recruiting me right now, and then I would have to go in there and obviously have to compete for a position against who? Other 5-star guys. Now, some people will put out the narrative of, oh, you don't want to go compete? You don't want this. Every player want to go play, not necessarily compete. Yeah, we want to play against the best and in the best conference, but we want to go play. We want the.
Please clarify that. I want to play, but I don't want to compete.
No, listen. I said we want to go.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Not necessarily looking to go compete. What I mean by that is, if you tell me, hey Chico, and shit, this is how I went to college. If you tell me, Chico, this is a Division I program over here, we play against the schools that you want to go to, so you'll have a chance to beat them and play on the same field. But the talent that we have here, you and your class, the guys who we're recruiting now, are on the level of the teams that we'll be playing. So you're going to come in with an opportunity to start as a freshman, as opposed to this school over here is telling you, hey, you might come in and have a chance to win a national championship, but we're going to redshirt you as a freshman, right? Or you're going to have to compete with this senior who came in as a 5-star, right? I'm going to consider not taking that traditional route and going to a Coach Prime route for all of these same perks that you'll get over here, playing on TV, protecting or trying to sack a high-profile quarterback, NIL deal situations. What else can you ask for than to go play for Coach Prime in Colorado? You got an opportunity to play. You're going to get shine. Like, I don't know what else you're going to get NIL. What else do you need as a recruit coming in? If I'm a transfer at Bama, one of these guys, if I'm thinking about transferring and I don't like my time at Bama, which some people don't, and I'm just saying Bama could be Clemson, Miami, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, wherever. The point is this: everybody is not happy at these big schools. It's some guys that's getting looked over. That's where the real favoritism is going on at these schools like that. That's where the opportunity shall come, where these guys. Some dude just built so that's what the opportunity comes for these guys to go and transfer to a school and actually get a chance to play. What does that
Chico,
say?
you agree with this statement? I want to make sure you agree with this statement.
I understand you, big dog. Some dudes just like to be on the field, win or lose. What do you mean? Some dudes just like to be on the field, win or lose.
Yeah, they just want to play. They don't care if they win or lose. They just want to play.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But he's saying that's the players that you want. That's what he's saying. I understand you, big dog. Some dudes like to be on the field, win or lose, meaning like you want to get those guys into Colorado. Is that what you're saying, Chico? Is that what you're saying?
Listen, I think he's speaking to the mentality of a guy who just want to play. We want to be out there and play, regardless of what's going on. I'm not totally understanding what he's saying right there, but a little bit clarification.
I'm not either. We literally got 2 more, but we got to push.
Yeah.
We're going to Alex from Mexico, man. Real quick, he got to run. So we got to be fast. We got to give shorter answers. They got to give shorter questions. Buddy? Alex, what's up, man? From Mexico, man. We international players, Chico.
Already.
If they lose a couple more games, it ain't going to be the prime debate. It's going to be the losing program debate.
Dang. That's tough.
I agree with Chico on. I'm going to agree with Chico on the not playing hurt. You got Maria. You got
your phone breaking up, Alex. Bad, man.
He's a great quarterback.
Alex.
Can you hear me better?
It's breaking up terribly, man.
I was going to agree with Chico that
Oh, it's really breaking up now if you agree with Chico. I really can't hear you.
Okay, well,
I'll just tease you. Alex. I'll just tease you. Go ahead. Say your thing.
Yeah, I was going to agree with Chico. Quarterbacks like a great quarterback, Marino, Peyton Manning, Elway, they don't come off the field. You got to drag them off the field, okay? Even though, okay.
Those grown men, though, Alex, and they NFL, they getting paid millions of dollars.
Well,
like, I get it. It's a different thing.
Yeah, I know. The other different, these O lines, they're right now. The problem with offensive lines is they don't hit anymore, and I keep saying that because they don't hit in practice anymore. It's hard to get good offensive lines to be cohesive and all that. I think if recruiting is the key. Once he gets a couple of good classes in there, he's going to have a good offensive line.
I got you.
I think Shadur will be a number one, a top 10 pick in the next couple of years. But he's got to have an offensive line. You cannot be. You can't be. And NFL is not for long, Chico. You can't play that boy Travis two ways. You're going to kill him if you do that. That's all I got to say. Thank you for taking my call.
Appreciate you, Alex. Thank you, man.
Y'all show. I enjoy it.
Thank you, man. Anytime, man.
Appreciate you.
Yep. When this show came about, Chico, we had a conversation about it, and Chico said, "Hey, coach, I'm gonna say a lot of stuff I really don't mean, but we got to keep the show going." So I was like, "Cool, let's go with it."
Stop saying what you said.
I don't mess with you. All right, 8774 is the last one on the line, and we out of here. 8774, call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. What is your question? And you the last one for the prime debate.
Okay, save the best for last. I just have a question for you, Coach Hayes. Thank
Your
y'all
name,
for
real
having me
quick.
on tonight.
Your name.
My name is Cheyenne. My
girl Cheyenne.
You were on earlier.
I just hopped back on.
All right, Cheyenne.
All
talk
right.
to us.
Hi, Big Dog Chico. Hope your family well. Coach Hayes, but this question is for you tonight.
You asked about my family?
Turning our attention back to the recent robbery at the Rose Bowl. If you have not already, will you publicly denounce the incident? Who do you believe should be legally accountable for it? And additionally, given the substantial earnings that these college athletes make at various levels, marketing, media, the school, whatever, do you believe there is a need for additional player protection in general across the board at all of the schools? Should this be something that we can base it on that, yes, we do need to get additional security for these children?
All right. So to answer your question, who's at fault based on the investigation? I don't know the protocols there, but let's just say you always see at games the guys that have those yellow event staff shirts on. I don't know who, but let's just say that guy was at the door, right? If his job was to keep that door locked, he needs to be held accountable. Find out. I don't know if they have cameras there. If anybody's caught, I don't care if it's outside, inside. Prosecute them to the extent of the law. I think that now if the stuff is stolen and it can't be recovered, I don't know if it's a UCLA thing or a Rose Bowl because they play in the Rose Bowl. It's not necessarily their home stadium like on their campus. Then they need to be held responsible to replace all things that can be verified that was there. Like we know how insurance stuff go, right? I get it, right? But we can say, hey, like Coach Prime said, hey, the guys got receipts. They can show that, hey, I just purchased this. I had this there. Nah, that's part of the game. And so insurance should cover that. Do I think guys should have more security at the game? Believe it or not, they actually travel with security, and you always going to see a state trooper with the head coach. Or a university police officer. That's why if you notice, even when they shake hands, there's always two of those officers there. That's part of their security protocol. But Prime has his own security dude too. However, yes, there can be more security there, but believe it or not, outside of the game, the players are not around a lot of people. At the hotel, they're blocked off, right? When they go to the venues, they're blocked off. They don't go to Golden Corral unless you're some lower program, but they ain't going to the Golden Corral eating amongst the folks. And when you go to the game, a lot of people don't notice. They fly in, they may go to the venue, whatever, but they go to the hotel, they play the game. They don't even go back to the hotel. They go take their shower, do this, get on the bus, and get right back on the plane and leave. A lot of people think, oh, they stay overnight. No, you get right back on the plane and you're out of there. You're in, you're out. Everywhere they go, they get police escorts, right? So, yes, you can have more security, Cheyenne. yes, maybe you can add a security guard in the locker room. Does that still prevent it? Is that dude saying, hey, I'm willing to do a little bit of petty theft jail time for, grand theft, larceny? I don't know. But yes, you can do that. Did I answer all your questions before I pass it over to Chico or no?
Well, I just wanted to add in.
Hold on, I want to, because you can have it after this.
Go ahead.
I said, did I answer everything, Cheyenne?
Yes, I believe you answer all of the questions except for the public just saying that you don't think this is okay and you don't believe that this should have happened. Additionally, if you would, it doesn't matter about the flaunting jewelry. I keep seeing this. Like, we don't need to take that into account when we say that this robbery happened. It could have been armed, kids could have been in there, anything could have happened, but people are saying they flashed the jewelry. That's wrong.
So I'll say this again. I don't think that unless the university, which I doubt is in charge of the Rose Bowl, they shouldn't have to say, whoever's in charge of the Rose Bowl and that part of it should definitely come out, put something on social media, because as Prime said, they're also UCLA got robbed as well. So it's it's like Miami Hurricanes. Miami Hurricanes don't play in Miami. They play at the Hard Rock. The Hard Rock is not run by the University of Miami. It's run by the Hard Rock. So whoever's in charge of that needs to come out and say, hey, we fumbled the ball on X, Y, and Z and denounce all that happened. So yes, that should definitely happen. Chico?
I was going to chime in and say something, but I forgot.
Any questions for Chico?
Y'all have a
Cheyenne?
good evening.
You don't have any questions for Chico, Cheyenne?
I was on Big Dog Chico platform yesterday, and he did do all of that, which questions that I asked today. So I feel like a lot of the people that do have these platforms, we do also need to say something as the fan base. That's the only way things are going to get done. We haven't seen UCLA do a press conference. We haven't seen the Rose Bowl say anything. The only reason why we even heard about UCLA, items potentially being taken as well is through Coach Prime. So, and I feel like one of the big reasons of that is we in the comments arguing with ourselves about jewelry. That's not the point here at all.
Right.
I agree.
So the more we keep missing that point and getting to the security, getting to was it armed, what plans, I feel like we need to be worried about that part more than us in the comments worried about some jewelry.
And Cheyenne, can I tell you this? Those things probably happen way more often than not, but because it is Colorado and because of the media and well off and all of the things that out, trust me, them players get robbed all the time for stuff. It's just not going to get put out there because they don't have the platform that Coach Prime had. Like, trust me, they ain't the only one got robbed this weekend. Trust me, they ain't the only one got robbed this weekend. You know what I mean? So with that being said,
the comments are hilarious.
Yes, I'll take
the internet is undefeated. You do got that right, Coach Hayes.
I'm glad I got that right. I'm glad I could be that. Glad I could get that right in your eyes. I thank you so much.
I will say this. Asking about additional security for the players because they are the ones getting the NIL deal. I think she said something about that earlier. I think there can be additional security for players, especially since with Colorado in particular, because I saw someone post saying that we know exactly what hotel they are at because of the well-off and the reach to people and all the media that they put out. Because if you're a local, you can see from the footage, even if they don't show the hotel name, if you're a local, you can tell where they are because you know that area, right? So it's kind of like, they're broadcasting where they are. So additional security could be used, whether it's 24 hours overnight at the hotel or whatever it is, that can be in asset. But the players are basically put up in their rooms. You only come out for meetings and eating. You're not supposed to have anybody in your rooms and so on. So it's basically secure. It's just that you have a target now because everybody can watch and see where you are based off how your media is and how it's shown and everything is put out there. So things come with being transparent. I think this is one of the things that comes with it. You will have to have extra security and just have precautions on all measures of how you move. And that's real.
Hey, Bucky did it. Hey, they said Bucky did. Hey, that's a dude done stole your stuff. Talking about, man, let me help you find it, boy. The boy Bucky done mess around and stolen people's stuff.
Now, overall, though, real quick, I do think it was more of, if we had to put it on one end of the spectrum, whether it was a petty theft and just somebody just taking advantage of a situation, opportunistic or whether it was an elaborate plan, I would say it was more of an elaborate plan than anything else. Some you probably can see on the damn movie, I think. I don't think it was just somebody, oh, damn, the bag.
Do you think UCLA got their stuff stolen? Or do you think they just said it to kind of even the playing field? Like, hey, our stuff got stolen too.
Smart. If they, I'll say this, if they didn't get stolen and they came out with that story, whoever that PR guy is who made that up, he needs a raise. You feel me? Because that would be smart to say, okay, we're not gonna make it so bad and say they just got their stuff stolen. We got our stuff stolen too. So it's everybody. It's all of us.
Do you think Colorado came up and made their stuff up? Like, hey, our stuff got stolen to kind of lower the blow from the loss that they took?
Colorado? Oh, hell no. I don't think so.
Oh, so that scenario don't exist. That scenario don't exist? But UCLA can make it up?
All scenarios exist. So you're
so it is possible. So it is possible that Colorado could make that story up.
It's possible that they made the story up to deflect from the loss. Coach Hayes, when you reaching, boy, you be reaching. I'm talking about you be out that thing like you playing,
reaching.
Like you playing Allen Iverson on defense, and he just set you up and you're reaching. You're reaching and fail.
You're talking about a dude that went in there, snuck in with a helmet on, and stuck the stuff in the tile.
How else? Hell yeah. Because
it's jewelry and money, dog. How many people walk around a football game with a bag, dog? Like, it ain't like he the only one walking around with his bag. It's jewelry. You don't need a big bag. You get a bag like this.
No, but look, it's jewelry. Yeah, it's big, chunky jewelry too. And you either got to have the nerves of a cat burglar in the daytime, or you got to be smart enough to say, we're not going to get caught. There's cameras all around here. The only way we can do this is we take it once we get in our hands, is we stuff it somewhere so that we don't get caught. How many people have stolen something, then they get caught on the walkout, trying to escape? If you're smart about it, you would do it another way. You would do it a whole different way. And what I'm saying is, I've been in these locker rooms and I know how chaotic it is. And for someone to walk out there with some stolen stuff, it's more likely that they can stash it somewhere or pass it off to somebody who's not even likely, and let them escape with it.
How about they stash it at the bottom, put a false bottom on the laundry basket, so when they throw their jock straps in there, they could roll it straight out to the washing machine. When they open the washing machine, it's a false tunnel that they made, and it goes down the chute, out the tunnel, around the Rose Bowl, all the way to the other end zone.
Thank you guys.
Right? All the way to the other end zone.
Reaching again.
Hold on. But it goes through real hot molten, so it melted to a liquid bars. So that way they never know it was changed. And it comes out with liquid gold bar. Now that is what happened.
Sabarin Succotash.
Now that is what happened. That's all I know. I don't know what else happened.
And you have to walk too far to the visitors' locker room, and security all around. You have to have an elaborate plan if you want to get some jury about that thing, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in.
Hold on, they gonna melt down my choke. No, I'm a choke. I'm a little choke.
Leave a like, subscribe, comment all you want to. Y'all dance with Coach Hayes. I'm going to celebrate the Halloween with the kids.
Man, happy Halloween, man, to the BiggDogg Chico family, man. We are here every Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Check us out. This is the Prime Debate. Tomorrow I'll be doing my Kane Talk Live. But anyway, Chico drops information and videos all day, every day. The Prime Parent videos. Make sure you go check those out, as well as check out all the other stuff we got going on. The only way you can do that is hit the subscribe button, the like button on both sides, right? And the notification bell on both sides, so you're aware of that. Pass it on to a friend to a friend to a friend. We have a good time on these debates, right? We go back and forth, but one thing I like about this is we can have a debate, agree to disagree, or agree to agree. Like the gold bars that was stolen through the hot tunnel going around all the way on the other side of the stadium, Chico.
Like Coach Hayes say, Chico, I don't agree, or I agree with you, Chico, but here's why I don't agree with you, Chico.
Chico, I agree with you that they were stolen, but I don't agree with you how they stole it. We out here, y'all.
Y'all do it.
Peace.
Go Buffs. Go Buffs. Go Buffs. Let's go.
Hey, Colorado got to take on Oregon State in Boulder at Folsom Field. And so that's it. Cut that thing off. So that's it. We'll see y'all on the rebound. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming out, and good night. Peace. The prime debate.
The prime debate.